I wasn't originally going to turn the stream back on until I was done. I just thought, it occurred to me that this is actually a really good time to explain what's wrong with the draw system. In case you can't tell, I'm just holding down B here, and nothing else. That's all I'm doing. Just holding down B. In about a minute, I may have to actually do something, though. FF8, ladies and gentlemen. I shouldn't say that. This game is actually an enjoyable game in its own right. The problem with it really can come down to this right here. Grinding. This is the worst kind of grind. I don't know how many of you have actually heard me define the term grind before, so let me define it for anybody who hasn't heard it. The way I use the term grind is any time that something is in a video game specifically for the purpose of padding. No, it doesn't need turbo fire, it's just a regular PS3 controller, you can just hold it down. Anyways, grind is defined as any time you're doing something that is unpleasant or unenjoyable, and it basically only exists to pad out the length of time. Oh, I have to do something! The length of time you have to spend in the game. Now, I mention that because in some cases, leveling are different. Leveling can be different, in other words. For example, in some games, it's fun to level. You know, in some games, you actually enjoy... like, let me give you an example. Whoop, hang on. In FF7, I actually enjoy maxing out materia. I actually enjoy, you know, I actually enjoy doing that. I actually enjoy leveling up Magicite in FF6. But in FF8, drawing is grind. This is the worst kind of grind. It is boring, dull, disinteresting, completely non-difficult padding. This is nothing but a time waster. And this is why I didn't want to actually do this on the stream. This is why I hadn't drawn yet at all. I was hoping to just go ahead and do decent at the card game in order to just kind of bypass all this. But unfortunately, I don't remember how to play the card game at all, other than the most basic things. Oh, oh. So, we get to spend the next 10 minutes... By the way, I have only entered one combat. This is the very first encounter I got just outside the tower. And we've just been sitting here drawing, and 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 drawing! Now, I'm going to spare you guys. I don't even have my headphones on, I don't know if you can tell. So we're going to go ahead and mute that so you don't have to hear that. You don't have to hear... over and frecking over. So, I thought I'd go ahead and open the floor. Again, I really wanted to give you a visual, literal demonstration of why I hate the draw system. Keep in mind, by the way, I don't know if you're actually telling, but I'm actually pulling quite a few. I'm getting, like, here, I'll show you, 8 blizzards. I've been getting basically 7 to 10 every pull. That's actually pretty good, all things considered. But god damn it, this is just boring, dull grind. It is so pointless. Anyways. I used to be really good at the card game, I swear. No, seriously, I really did. I used to be really good at Triple Triad, but that's back when I played it, like, constantly. I swear, I got to the point where I beat FF8 and then I reloaded the save game I did before, the time compression. I just ran around doing the Triple Triad, because I had a lot of fun with it back then. But, of course, that was when FF8 came out. I don't know how long ago that was, but it's been a bit. Notice my health is... Again, let's just stress this. My health is fine. I'm in no danger from this guy. He would have to try really hard to kill me. And I'm just holding down B. Anyway, so yeah, if you guys have any questions about whatever, this is a good time to do that. What's funny is I have to get into a second encounter because I can't pull Cure from this guy, and I kind of want 100 of Cure on everybody. I need to change the ATB too, I think. Okay, Kajitum. Here's how the draw system works in a nutshell. Again, this game, in this game, you don't actually cast magic. You can't learn magic, thanks to lore reasons, which I already kind of described and we'll talk about more in depth later. So instead of actually casting magic, what we do is we use a form of technology in order to artificially draw magic from the environment or from individuals, and in so doing, we gain the ability to temporarily cast it. So, in other words, rather than have however much mana in order to cast, we have 3 usages of Blizzard, for example, and so we keep drawing and we keep drawing and we keep drawing and so forth and so on. In order to stock up to 100. Now, now you may be asking, well, why am I bothering to stock to 100? Because I'm never going to cast any of these. Well, the reason is because the more of a given magic you have when you junction it, the more it affects your stats. Because that's really the purpose of magic in this game, other than aura and triple. And honestly, I think that's it. Magic does not exist in this game to be used. I've never actually cast in this game, other than, you know, the basic cures or occasional stuff, ever. It's not that point. The point is to get to, to junction it to stats to increase your stats. Oh! Let's go and just kill you then. I think I'm done with you now. Because I'm pissed off, Durgel, and so I'm going to go ahead and do this the quote-unquote right way, even though it's long, slow, and boring. I was hoping not to have to do that, but whatever. I like that summary, Yuffie. Well, third, if you're listening, I'm totally okay with that plan. Hey, he's dead! Oh my god, we won! We won! Oh my god. That was the most difficult fight I've ever fought ever. I don't know if I'll ever be able to fight another fight as difficult as that one again. But unfortunately, we need to fight one more guy, because we want Cure. Or 2 more guys, depending on how the RNG feels like treating me right now. I don't even know what the hell I can draw from you. What the hell can I draw from you? Cure. You know what? Sure, that's what I want. God, I can still hear the sound. It haunts my dreams. So yeah, there's a lot of challenges for this game. One of them involves no junk, no GFs. I am never, ever doing that challenge ever in my entire life. That strikes me as so fundamentally boring of a challenge. I can't even imagine how terrible that would be. Okay, so let's actually. There were a couple of questions here. Someone asked what's happening up to the story up to this point. We work for VIII, which is a private military company of mercenaries who... well, there's a long and complicated story behind it, but let's just leave it at that. We have been hired by the Dukedom of Dalit, which is fighting a protracted war against the nation of the Republic of Galbadia, which is actually a total dictatorship under President I'm a Jackass. And we are here to help assist them militarily. However, because the Dukedom of Dalit did not decide to pay us in full, we're going to go ahead and retreat and let them be conquered by Galbadia, because, you know, we're evil too. And that's basically what's happening up to this point. We're about to fight a boss, and then get the order to retreat, and then some stupid stuff will happen, and blah, 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 blah. By the way, there's a trick you can do pretty much after this for infinite AP. It's really long and boring. I don't think I've ever actually done it now that I think about it, but yeah, it's really long and boring. So, Pretz. That's actually a good question, and admittedly, the whole Black Materia meteor thing was a theory of mine. I'm not actually 100% sure if that is what meteor is. I just really like the idea, and it fits the circumstances very well. But given that circumstance, it would actually make more sense to me if holy materia was more like a... rather than I don't want to call it good or bad, but rather a kind of a manifestation of all the... I don't really have a good way to put this. The hippiness in the ancients. And I hate to say it like that because it sounds derogatory, but I mean, you know, the planet matters more than we matter kind of mentality, you know, the more extreme side of that. And it would make sense to me that they would have gotten rid of that too, actually, because the Cetra believed a great deal in the concept of balance. And, you know, we work with technology, we work with the planet, we strike a balance between the two. So they get rid of the two extremes, this total evil, psychopathic, we must destroy everythingness of Meteor, and the total psychopathic, we must destroy everything that isn't the planetness of Holy. And after all, it makes a degree of sense because we see individuals in FF7 who actually have that mentality. The original Avalanche organization comes to mind immediately. That's just my theory, though. Again, I don't know for sure, and we never will. I like Nerozaz's summary there. The story so far. Got a GF as part of a test. Now we're supporting a nation, and now draw! Anyways. Oh, I would have loved it if this game had materia, especially if you could junction materia. Think about that for a moment. Wouldn't it be awesome to have the same basic materia system, but add the junction system on top of that? Wouldn't that be cool, actually being able to junction? That's how you know, it basically, just get rid of levels entirely. Levels are ultimately, from a developer perspective, pointless in FF8. Why not literally get rid of levels? Why not just fling them out the window, kind of like FF2 did, and have all your stat ups and your abilities be based off of your materia, which you then junction to your stats? Tell me that doesn't sound a lot better than this. Yeah, thank you, Kay, for the quote. Oh, hey, he's done. Are you done? Nope. Are you done? Nope. You just kind of chill there, dude. Basically, yeah, okay. Think about that, though. That would be really fun, I think. And a lot better than this. I guess we'll go ahead and attack him. Well, see, the thing about that FF Gundam is it's a very well-paying horrible life. Okay, what is exactly drawing and how does it work? There was an individual, whose name I don't actually remember off the top of my head, called I Am an Evil Scientist, Mr. Stereotypical Evil Scientist number 347. And it was his belief that the only way to improve life was to do things purely for the sake of science. So, I'm sorry if I'm sounding derogatory, but that is kind of how it is. He really just did not think any of his actions through. I'm talking about Professor Odin, for anybody who's wondering. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, then Better Than Edge. I need to... I haven't even done it yet. Oh, hey, he's dead. So anyways, Dr. Odin decided, well, you know what, why don't we make it so that everyone can use magic except a very weaker form of magic? And that's kind of the thing that's actually kind of cool in its own right if they had actually pulled it off properly. Hang on, I want to set to active, and I want to go one step down for active. There we go. Is the idea that what the sorceresses have is supposed to be so much better than everything we have. But in actual story time, it doesn't really come across, because the only thing the sorceresses can do that we can't is weird, illusionary, reality warping pseudo powers. I mean, they look fancy and all, but it doesn't really get across the impact and effect of how powerful they're supposed to be compared to the rest of us. But anyways, so he invented a system that basically spread, excuse me, all over the world very, very rapidly. And he calls it paramagic. Do I already have all these? Yes. Okay, then just die. Just die. You don't understand my command. Here, die. You're dead. Screw you. So the way it works, and of course it spread like wildfire out of Esther, even before Adel was a thing and actually took over. And as a result, just about everyone knows how to draw and how to utilize it to some extent or another. But there is kind of a catch. See, how do I put this? You can't actually draw unless you have the ability to draw. Everyone knows about it. Everyone knows what drawing is, but you can't actually do it unless you have that power. And that may sound weird, but it'll make more sense when I actually explain We're only up to 21 on the encounter counters, even counting the deaths. Because, you know, that was only 3 encounters. But here, I'll go ahead and update it. Frickin' game. Hour and 45 minutes, and how much of that was just spent drawing? Where the hell was I? God damn it. Okay, so everyone knows about drawing, but only if you actually have the power to draw can you. And fundamentally, the only way you can actually gain that power is by junctioning yourself to a GF. And again, I mentioned earlier that junctioning yourself, junctions and GFs are a lore thing in addition to a stat thing. The way it works is Guardian Forces in FF8 are actually energy beings, basically, that inhabit the world. They're completely unrelated to like any of the previous Eidolons or Espers or whatever you want to call them throughout the entire series, because the creatures here are purely energy beings who, well, actually, if I were to relate them to anything, I would relate them to the Loa from Warcraft, which I actually did a huge discussion on during my Warcraft 3 lore run, and I actually talked about extensively with some of my players who were playing in my Warcraft campaign I was going to do. But the Loa, just the Guardian Forces, just like the Loa, have an interest in going about and doing things, assuming you can accomplish things they care about. And so they will willingly junction themselves to you, which basically gives you the ability to do things that otherwise you wouldn't be able to, including drawing, including using magic, including summoning them. And, of course, all the other abilities you get. All of that is in lore, is my point. So these random Galbadian soldiers I'm fighting can't draw from me or otherwise do that. They can only do so if they have any stocks on hand, or if they happen to also be junctioned. And every instance of an enemy in the game who actually casts is either a creature, which has it innately, someone who has a stock, thanks to the military support system, or someone who themselves is junctioned. So that's how the whole drawing, junctioning, magic thing works in FF8. And Sledge, I don't even know what to tell you about that. Yeah, sure, Puff of Logic. Actually, no, you can't. Screw you. I'm kidding, but we're actually, thanks to Third, we're going to go ahead and implement a new method to do the encounter guesses. So we're going to go ahead and wait until that's implemented before we punch in anymore. Oh, how does it work in gameplay? What was your original question? Oh, okay, how does it work in gameplay? Alright, you draw magic, and then you gain a stock of it. You gain so many of, you know, like I get 6 blizzards, which means I have 6 casts of blizzard now. And the more you have, the more when you junction it to someone, the greater the stat is increased by whatever. And there's a whole formula for all the different spells of how much they increase what stats by and all that fun stuff, but I won't bore you with all that. And that's it. And K, actually, that leads to one of the only theories I have about the hidden depths of this game, which I actually wasn't going to talk about just yet, but let's just say that's related, and I bet you can guess it, K. Adamemnon, I actually do enjoy this game more than you'd think. The problem here is that I hate doing long, boring things on the stream. That's really what it boils down to. It's why I didn't want to level in FF5. It's why I didn't want to level in FF4 DS. It's why I didn't want to just... It's why I did so much grinding in FF7 off camera. I was really hoping to at least get to the train specifically before I actually had to pause and just spam draw and be really, really boring on the stream, but it looks like I just suck too much. In fact, I bet you money I'm going to die again to this stupid guy. Whatever. Oh my god, someone actually noticed. Yes, Gilgamesh is here. This is actually the second game Gilgamesh shows up in, for anybody who's wondering. He's just kind of peeking up over there. Scoping out what's going on. I need a damn drink. I'll be right back. Okay, so someone once asked me, "What the hell is wrong with you, Arsh?" And then I like ripped their ear off and fed it to them. But after that, it occurred to me that they had a good point. I have said many times FF8 is one of the easiest RPGs I've ever played. But that statement does deserve to be explained a bit. Why do I consider this one of the easiest RPGs of all time? I want you to imagine a game that has a pretty decent story, all things considered, and a fairly in-depth, rather complicated backstory and setting that it's set in. Moderately okay characterization, decent graphics, decent music, and then I want you to imagine that every so often while you're playing this game, you need to just flip a switch 200 times. Just flip a switch. Hang on. And this is what you have to do this 200 times, and that's how you advance the game, is by flipping this switch 200 times. That's not difficulty. That's the very definition of grind. And that is why it irritates the crap out of me. Because that's not hard. That's just dull. This game is just dull difficulty. And I wish it just had either actually had a proper difficulty or, you know, gave up. If this was just like an interactive, I don't know, like one of those games like Telltale Games makes, you know. You just, oh, I have to do this thing, and then you have an input, and then you have to do this thing. It's just busy work. There's no difficulty to this game. Even the super optional of FF8 is a freaking joke. And this is why the super optional is a joke. I call him easy because there is no genuine difficulty to him. All there is to him is the fact that you have to be invincible or you die. That's not difficulty. That's just padding. And if you happen to have the, I can't even think what it's called all of a sudden, Laguna. If you have the Laguna card, and then you pull the 100 hero things from it, congrats! You're good. You can go fight the super optional and kill him. That's pretty much all it takes. Assuming you're actually, you know, decently junctioned and otherwise set up. That's not difficulty! There's nothing hard about that! And that's why I call this game the easiest, like, one of the easiest games I've ever played, because it's just stupid! Anyways. Let's move on. So, someone asks me about the Steam version of FF8. I actually know nothing about the Steam version of FF8. Literally nothing. Back when the PC version of FF8 came out, originally, it was kind of crap. And, especially given how disappointing the FF7 version was, I guess I could stop healing now. I decided to go ahead and not bother. So, no idea, sorry. Yes, they can shoot bullets with the gunblade, Doctor. I'm sorry, Fat Squeak, I'm just pissed off. That's the problem. This is so aggravating, and it's such a waste of goddamn time. I can't even enjoy the game I actually like. And I actually like FF8, because I had to stop for 20 freaking minutes and hold down the B button. And I've already listed like 3 ways you could actually improve that system. The reason I dislike the FF7 Steam version is when it came out, I played it and it was kind of interesting. Actually, no, it took me about a day and a half to get it working the first time because they had this always online requirement which didn't actually work correctly, so, you know, I didn't actually have the ability to play the game I just bought because their servers were down. And then, shortly thereafter, it erased my local save games, which was a feature of the thing because I wasn't using the cloud saves. So, yeah, that's why. Alright, so, first thing we're doing is we're grabbing Siren. Then we're going to be boring. No, it's okay. You guys can keep enjoying the battle music. I don't even have my headset's on right now. I can't hear anything. Oh, I better boost! I make fun, but I actually like the boost idea, as weird as that sounds. It is kind of dull sometimes, especially later on in the game. But early on, it's kind of a neat little feature of, okay, hang on, let me boost my guy. Boost, boost, boost. Okay, there we go, you know. It's just like a nice little thing. No, I wouldn't, Fat Squeak. Sorry. Yes, I have, Zergo. And, yeah, I'll just be honest, I'm already in a bad mood. I don't like the remastered music in FF10 in the HD thing. That's just not my thing. I'm sorry, guys. If you like it, that's great. But it was not my thing at all. Anyway, so yeah, the gunblade cannot actually shoot projectiles per se. What actually happens is the bullet in lore only travels, I think, about a foot away from the blade, something like that. They actually talked about this at one point. But the point is, the explosion is supposed to hit right at the pinnacle point of the blade. So while you're slicing into them, the bullet hits off right there and sets off the minor explosion. They're not actually bullets in the traditional sense of the word either. Not like we use bullets, because, you know, duh. It's basically more like a compact little thing. Do you have? Yes, you do. No, Yuffie? I was mindlessly drawing and being really, really bored. See, I knew I'd upset someone by talking about the music like that. Of course, like I said, if you like it, that's great. I mean, I know some people like the FF4 DS music, for example, over the original, though I prefer the original. A good example of some remastered music I do like is in Kingdom Hearts 1.5, just to name one example. Why would you do that, Boletaria? I'm kind of curious how the rest of this run is going to go, because I don't actually know live strats for this game, like, at all, really. All I know is the task strats, because I helped develop them somewhat recently. And in fact, I have worked on the task for this more recently than I have played this game. Ah, gotcha, groups. I was kind of worrying. Yeah, this is the first actual boss of the game, Ifrit really doesn't count. It's a shame you can't skip these summons, but whatever. Ah. What was the specific song I was listening to? There's a song I actually like in it, but I didn't care if there was it. I think it was, Daughter of the Summoners or something like that. The Desert Prison. Oh, God. I almost always have Ink Nun before I go to the Desert Prison, because if I don't, I will tear my hair out. Average completion time of this game? I actually have no idea. Because, like I said, the flipping a switch minigame takes way too much time and kind of pads it out. Of course, unless, of course, you're really good at the card game, but I imagine average playtime doesn't really include being good at the card game. So I suppose it depends on how you define it. By the way, fun fact, I don't know if you can tell here, but summoning these GFs actually costs me no mana at all. This is actually kind of a cool system, I'll admit that. The way the GF system works in this, it doesn't cost mana, there's no once per fight thing or 5 times per fight thing like there was in FF7, or once per fight thing like there was in FF6. Instead, while you're summoning them, they have a cast timer, and you know, it varies in speed based on various things. And while they're being cast, they have their HP up, and they take damage instead of you. Now that's cool in its own right, but that is the limitation on how often you can summon. In other words, once they die, you can't summon them anymore unless you heal them, or of course they go back. You know, there's some complexity to it, but I like that system. It also kind of emphasizes the very nature of the Guardian Forces. See, that's kind of the weird thing about FF8. Let's just say this outright. In lore, the player characters are meaningless. Let me back that up. The real individuals doing all the action as far as actually winning or actually, you know, defeating the enemies or whatnot is purely being done on behalf of the Guardian Forces, not the heroes. The heroes are literally powerless without the Guardian Forces. They are no better than any other randomly trained scrub, like any other Galbadian soldier. The only guy who managed to obtain any significant success without junctions was Laguna, and I have to point out that he actually did have junction help thanks to Elone, so yeah. It's one of the more interesting facets about this game, in my opinion. The Guardian Forces are, intentionally or not, literally changing the face of this world on all sides of things. By the way, I'm just doing this because I don't feel like messing around anymore. Yeah, I know King falls up. I know. You can set it up where you can just spam the crap out of, let's see, what was my favorite combo? Alexander, Bahamut, and, Cactar, I want to say. Giant Cactar, or whatever. Kind of Dirtle, but not really. Mostly not. I'm still taking requests for naming GFs. I bet it took you even longer than it took me, Boletaria. Hey, Bio. You missed me getting irritated at a game that bothered me. I'm sure Griever came to be in the same method. Oh, Zapdos is down. In the same way all the other GFs came to be. Depends on how you define it, Yuffie. I suppose we'd actually do the R1 thing. Or I could fail because I don't have my sound on. You know, I gotta be honest, I don't remember this boss having this much HP. Tidus is taken. Tidus is very taken. Tidus had more requests to be renamed than any other character in the entire marathon. And I had to have several people bow out of it, and then I had to roll to see who actually had the chance to, you know, to name him. So I'm sorry, Tidus is very taken. Yeah, I know, Sonic Doctor. This is just dull. Padding, I think is the word I'm looking for, actually. Anyways, one of the other things, I hate to keep talking negatively about this game because I really do enjoy playing this game. But, or at least I should say I enjoy the story of this game. That's actually a better way to put that. Maybe? No, of course not. But one of the other little problems with this game is the fact that the difficulty curve is wonky as crap. I actually praised FF7 for having a very smooth difficulty curve, and a smooth difficulty curve is what I like to call a well-designed game, because the whole point is to have the difficulty never spike and never plummet. To have it just kind of be this gradual increase in difficulty that kind of levels with you. And in general, games like that tend to be easy, or at least easier, because of the fact that you can go ahead and just kind of completely over-level through that section. But by the same token, that is good game design. It is optional difficulty, optional easiness for that matter. Yeah, I know, Night Cobra, but I don't know if you noticed, but my damage is even less than theirs right now. Like, by quite a bit. I'm not sure if I want to go for Diablos early on like I normally do in this run. I actually looked up specific strategies for him to remind myself so I could actually do so. But we'll see. Hey, I think I won. That was at least 9 minutes. Because the last time I looked at the timer, it was 9 minutes ago, and that was when the boss fight had already started. Dr. Tot. No, I saw it. I'm sorry. I actually answered that earlier. I'll talk about that more in detail later, but the long and the short of it is I do not subscribe to that theory. I don't think that is true. I did kill Sephiroth faster than that. Literally. No exp, because you don't get exp from boss fights in this game. Now, believe it or not, that's actually a good thing. I know that sounds wild, but it really is. It's a good thing that you don't get exp in this game, because the lower level you are, the better off you are. Okay, Siren. Do we have a request for Siren? We do not, actually. What should we rename Siren? We've been going with this Pokemon motif. The final encounter counters for FF7 were... Hang on. Hang on. I'm having trouble here. 409 was how many encounters we had in FF7. There we go. Okay, Nurse Joy. That won't fit. The Squall is dead theory. Okay, hang on. Let me actually think about what are my favorite Pokemon. What is Siren? What's Siren good for? Siren's good for Junctioning Spirit, I believe, isn't she? Let's go with, I think it'll just fit, too. Gardevoir. Oh, crap. No, we don't. He's gone. So yeah, this is when the withdrawal order comes in, finally. But now, we have... Oh, hang on. Thank you, Sonic. I was about to get that. And now we have the single most difficult encounter in the entire game. Kinda. This is when you can get infinite AP if you really feel like just grinding it out. I am not going to do that, by the way. I don't feel like sitting here for an hour while I, you know, wait. I'm telling you, Cypher was just being a moron. You know, I keep saying that. The problem is Cypher is pretty dumb in this game. Now go and destroy them! Notice the timer is ticking down while I have no control over my character. We are actually going to go and get a safety save. No, we're not. We're going to get an encounter because, you know, that makes sense. We're here to fight you. I don't care. They did it to make it look different. It's kind of like capitalizing all the letters in soldier back in FF7. That's why it's SID. Or however you're supposed to do that. Well, that guy died a lot quicker than the boss. Wow. I think the secret message was that they were trying to get across the idea that it was Dees and not Seed. Alright, let's go. Yes, Bio. I talked about that earlier. But they didn't want it to be realistic. They wanted it to look like a fantasy, high-tech science fiction setting. Which is one of the reasons this game is so mecha. See you around, Agamemnon. Oh my god, it's another boss! Now I'm gonna die to him, watch. So yeah, this thing is actually pretty brutal in lore. Which is kind of funny when you think about it. Yeah, I didn't think so. They brought it with them, Brug. See, the Galbadian army relies a lot on technical, well, mecha, basically. Let's just call it what it is. Or to reinforce their forces. There's actually a hint that there's a person in here, but I don't agree with that theory, personally. The fact that he was actually well characterized, I guess, would be my answer to that. The fact that he was a decent person, the fact that there was actually subtlety and nuances to his character, the fact that he was voice acted decently well, at least in Kingdom Hearts 2. I think that's basically my answer. Oops, wasn't paying attention. What is that? Let's go ahead and heal up here real quick. By the way, yes, Selphie is my heaviest physical hitter at the moment. That's because she has Ifrit, and Ifrit is the one who has Junction to Strength. In case you're wondering why she's hitting over twice as hard as Cloud or Squall is. You know, that wouldn't even surprise me, Kay. Like, seriously. It just occurred to me I really... Yeah... I need a lot of Protect for later. So we'll go ahead and do that for a little bit. So, any questions while I hit a switch for another 100 times? I'm not going to actually get 100, I actually just need a few, but I do want a few. Yes, lightsaber. Like I said, the GFs in lore are pretty much the only reason that you can actually do anything in lore. But it also functions in gameplay too. It's actually a really good example of gameplay and story integration. One more round I think should be sufficient. Stretch. No, Fitzscott. It was not intentional. It just kind of happened. I'm not going to say anything about the dog. Because Laguna is awesome. And he's the only one who knows how to actually use a frickin' machine gun. Plunk. Oh, she didn't hit hard that time. Can I run yet? No. Ugh. Come on. I know, Kay, I know. I'm just irritated about having to do this on the stream. I should have just started the game, like, I don't know, about 3 hours in from this point on, so I guess like 5 hours in total. And said, okay, here's FF8, let me cover what you missed. Oh, there we go. Here's the tutorial on how to run. Seriously, that is actually what they were thinking of. If Meteor's in this game, I don't know about it. Okay, let's see if I remember all the ways to dodge this. 'Cause I don't think I do. Now, apparently Meteor is in the game. I just remember Meltdown, aka Murton. And it's back. Let me move, 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 let me move. No, 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 let's just keep standing there and staring at the giant spider mecha. Come on, guys. Okay, is this the section? I think this is the section. Well, fun fact, you actually don't have to walk across the whole section. There's a fairly large swath you have to walk across. We actually figured out the exact positions of it. I like this music too, by the way. I think it's really soothing. Ah, screw it. Whatever. There's a way to dodge that, but it's usually not worth the time, and I actually couldn't remember the exact way to do it anyways. You know what's funny is it attacking just you is pretty much fully, I guess, in character is the way I want to call that, because it was only targeting you guys. Okay, I'm sorry, when does anyone get stabbed in the eye in Star Trek? Help me out here. Because I only remember that in Farscape. Anybody? This is the PSN version. Play it on a PS3. I'm gonna keep forgetting to do the R1 thing. Oh, his attacks are garbage anyways. Yeah, I have no memory of any eye thing. Oh, you're talking about when they assimilate Picard. It happens once. And also in the movie, I suppose, if you want to get down to it. So, twice? I have no idea what... I know nothing about the PC version of FF8. Don't ask me, guys. I got nothing. I actually do like the architecture in FF8. It's a lot more... And I hate myself for using this word because it sounds like a negative, but it's a lot more down-to-earth or mundane or whatever you want to call it than a lot of the more fantastical architecture you see later on. Then again, it also has quite a lot of fantastical architecture in it. I mean, Esther, for God's sakes. So it's this weird little blend of homey, everyday, you know, kind of pseudo-French kind of a thing, I guess is what I'd call it, in addition to having, you know, over-the-top fantasy, awesome, well, I shouldn't say it awesome, but, you know, stuff on top of that. That being said, there are a few areas that bother me. And they only bother me for the, this should be a nation, but instead it feels like a oasis kind of situation. Like, okay, you know how I talked about back in FF4 and FF6 especially, how the town was actually supposed to be a nation and they just only showed the town in the game because they couldn't show the whole nation and all the different towns and villages that were a part of that empire? And that was kind of a big thing, in especially in FF6, where we find out that Zen, Miranda, and Albrook were all actually, you know, countries that were conquered by the Empire. But in FF8, Deling City, however the hell you're supposed to say that, always just really bothered me, because it feels just like this tiny little pinprick of a city in the middle of absolutely nowhere that feels like it's out of place. It actually feels like surreal almost, because it's like, oh, here's this city that has all the makings of a place that is fully and completely, you know, established and all that fun stuff, except none of the establishment is ever shown. So it always just struck me as weird. This is probably the only Final Fantasy where it really bothers me. I don't know about you guys. This is just, you know, me here. But that always kind of bugged me a little bit. And it's back up instantly. Hello, dog. Run away, dog. I like the little cinematic cutscene that's going to play in a minute here. But like this area right here is pretty nice. I feel bad for that car though. And that's why. Yeah, can we just stop standing and staring at the thing that's chasing us? I know that's like your big strategy is stare down, but it doesn't actually work. I know that's hard to believe. More pre-rendered cinematics of the Doom thing. I gotta give them credit. This is actually a pretty thrilling escape scene, all things considered. Because this thing is just this unstoppable machine that just is not bothering to... It just doesn't give a crap. No matter what we do, it's just like, no, I'm gonna keep coming. Screw you. I'm gonna kill you. And it's worth noting that the thing that finally kills it is Quistis. This slow-mo shot is unnecessary, though. Especially given what immediately follows it. There we go. Thank you. I'll never share it, Bio. What do you ask? The other reason I like that is because a lot of people misunderstand what a properly mounted gun can do, because they think, oh, it's just shooting bullets, right? Yeah. I don't think you understand exactly what's in those things. And meanwhile, Cypher is off making his list. Gotta do the dramatic pose every time you do it. So yeah, Quistis is actually pretty awesome in this game, I think. Her only downside is that she misunderstood her own feelings. And frankly, I don't actually hold that against her. What are you linking me, Prog? Or Prog, or whatever. Oh, the man with the machine gun, yeah. All they did was get in my way. I was writing my list the whole time. Okay, fun fact. What Cypher was actually doing, and I hate to tell you guys about this, but it's just true. He was writing Twilight and My Little Pony crossover fiction the whole time. That's actually why Cypher becomes diseased and deranged as an individual and kind of gets loopy as the game goes on. It's actually FF Gundam. That was a late change. I don't know if you've noticed, but every time before they introduce a character, they do it just like they do in every other FF. You know, this person is showing up, and then there's a pause, and there's a clear thing where, you know, the text box goes away, and there's this pause as it loads the next script, and that's where the name the character thing should have happened. And so it's obvious that originally you were supposed to be able to name the characters, and they just took it out for whatever friggin' reason. We're going to go ahead and try something, even though I'm terrible. And the worst human being alive, and Pax is going to make fun of me here. I didn't say it was slash fic. I just said it was cross fic. There's a difference. Hey look, thunder. Thunder. Thunder draw. Where's the save point? Where's the save point over here? There's the Queen of Cards, which we are so not doing anything with. Caladrius. Fun fact, after his true romantic dream, he reveals this. If you do the super secret, super optional ending to this game, you learn the terrible secret behind Cypher's true horrible past. Yeah, we just got back from Dalit. We're going to do one thing that I'm going to fail at, and after we fail at it, we'll reload the game and we'll just keep going. Probably the only thing I dislike about FF8's overworld map is it feels claustrophobic almost. Like, I feel like the camera is just too far in. Whoops, I'm that guy. Just too far in and too close, and I feel like I don't know, it's just a weird thing. It's probably just me. You don't want to know, Prog. You can't unlearn that secret. Nobody cares about Zell. Nobody. I am not calling it Dale. I don't care how French they are. Yeah, we'll just leave that there. You can think of that what you will. Okay, now to lose. Now the good news is she's actually a pretty bad player. But I'm still probably going to lose. God, I have just terrible cards. I really do. You're right, I'm thinking too strategic. I need to stop strategically and just lay down cards. Screw it. There, let's do it. Let's just do it. Let's play. Okay, that sucks. Crap. No, Prague. It has to do with certain other horrible events. Crap again. Yeah, I saw that coming. Well, I lose. God damn it. And they always take your best card, too. Oh, never mind. That's actually a draw. Never mind. I don't know, Caladrius. It's probably just because I'm streaming at a low quality to, you know, make it so more people can see my stream. I do wish it loaded the minigame a little bit better. But whatever. I guess I'm just... whatever. Just whatevering it. Now, she never plays the card I actually want from her, which is actually kind of nice. Yeah, I saw that coming. Scheiße. Well then. Whatever. Well, this one I'm going to lose, because this is incredibly terrible thing. Yeah, I don't feel like losing Ifrit, so... no, Bio, I actually am Ifrit, sorry. Or, I mean, I'm actually Kefka. I'm Ifrit, too. One more try, then I don't give a damn. I don't even remember what I get from the Zell card. I just remember the Quistis card and the Laguna cards. Those are the only two I really remember. See Prague? I don't know. I don't know about you, but back when I used to play Magic the Gathering for keeps, I'd be like, hey, I'm totally going to play this game. And he'd be like, aha, I won. And then I'd stab him in the eye and take his cards, and yeah. By the way, I don't actually have the heart of the cards, guys. I'm sorry. I don't either, Nerozaz. I'm pretty sure I'm actually missing a rule or something. Because I don't remember ever having any trouble with the card game. Granted, I have junk cards. And I do mean junk cards, but... yeah. I'll be honest, I'm not having fun. This is actually irritating the crap out of me. This frickin' game. It's just trolling me at this point. GF compatibility only changes the damage they do when you summon them. And I believe that's it. I kind of prefer it when they go first anyways. Let's try and bait her. I am so not doing the Queen of Cards side crest. Like, seriously. Not happening. FF9 is a much more difficult card game. Although, again, when I used to play FF9 pretty frequently, I didn't actually have a lot of problems with it in FF9. Then again, FF9's card game is a lot more random, too. Yes. Except, no! Where's the Zell card? Where's the Zell card? Okay, what am I missing? I should be able to grab Zell. Oh, never mind, I remember now. Whatever. Whatever, I just wasted my time. Let's just move on. Gotta stay on the road, guys. Yeah. Turn. There we go. Yeah. Okay, turn some more. Turn. Oh god, now we're out of the woods. Okay, we're good, guys. Whew, that was tough. Speaking of which, almost at the point we're gonna pull something up here. Where is it? There it is, I think. Yep, this is it. Alright. Most fast-paced FF? FF10 too. Yeah, by the way, for those of you who actually like the card game, which admittedly includes me, I guess I should say me, you can just play and play and play and play and play the card game. You can just stop at this point and just keep playing the card game for forever. I shouldn't say forever, but you can clean out everyone in this place of all their cards, and yeah. In fact, if I was really going to do the card game seriously, that's exactly what I would do. In mechanics, by the way, is my answer. In story, the highest paced game would probably be... Let me think about that for a moment. FF13-3. Also known as Majora's Mask Edition. There is something I want to talk about. Finally, I actually have something to talk about lore-wise or story-wise. My god. I'm gonna have to take another break here. I am just... Wow. Anyways. Yes, Bio, there's several. We've already gone through like 3 which weren't taken. And we had to rename them. Based on Pokemon. But yeah, pretty much all of them. The only ones that are taken are... here, I'll go ahead and pull up the list. Carbuncle is taken. Carbuncle is taken. Cerberus is taken. Cactar is taken. Diabolos is taken. Train is taken, even though I'm probably not taking it. Tonberry is taken. And that's it. Anyways, moving along. One thing that I will actually go ahead and give Steiner, I can't believe I just told him. Cypher, that's his goddamn name. One thing I will actually give Cypher is the fact that he is consistent in one thing about the reality of his character. I know that sounds weird, but Cypher is someone who... Well, he's a kid, and he's a moron, but he also has a great deal of respect for people who he believes deserves that respect. And I know that's a weird way to phrase that, but it's the truth. He has respect for people who has earned his respect. And it kind of explains something that happens in a scene here. But several things he does are indicative of that. He will go ahead and... If you have earned his respect, you have it till forever. And that's one of the reasons why he's so close to Rajin and Fusion, excuse me. But, no, he's more of a moron than Sora, and I mean that literally. Sora at least had the excuse of being a broken individual. Hey, what's up? Now, Balam Garden is interesting because they go out of their way to emphasize the calm, relaxed atmosphere of this place. There's plant life here and there. It's got this nice little music going. There's the water and all that fun stuff. And yet, this is a place where they train mercenary soldiers to work for a private military company. But I mention that because this is intended to be indicative of Cid's mentality and the direction he wanted to take Seed in. We see more of Norg's mentality and Martine, I believe is his name, when we get to Galbadia Garden. Well, if you want to rename a GF, there's several methods you could use. Hey, Cypher. What's up? Talk to me, man. There we go. See you late nights. What do you want to rename Alexander? If you want to rename him something stupid, then the answer is no. But I doubt you do, so I'm curious what your answer is. Yeah, he is a dick, isn't he? I don't know if you caught that line, but he actually says, a mediocre instructor like you would never understand. By the way, let me just go on record as saying this. I like the idea of being, you know... I like the idea of being a leader who has a familial issue, not issue, a familial tint to their leadership style. Probably my favorite example of that is actually Jean-Luc Picard back in Star Trek Next Generation. Yeah, by the way, there's the quote Kay mentioned earlier. Eric? I'll consider it, Bio. Why would you want to name him Kingdra? He's only totally broken in several versions of the game. Anyways, so Sid, I get the idea that Sid is trying to actually come across as, you know, that same kind of familial, warm leadership kind of person. The problem is Sid isn't a leader. And this comes across throughout most of the game. Sid is the kind of guy who really is exactly what he looks like. He's a decent guy, don't get me wrong, but he's basically just a pushover who, yeah, he's just there. And he's got, I don't even know how to phrase it right. I don't want to call him a nerdnik, but God, he's just kind of pathetic, really. Well, this is a good time to do some inventory management. Except I can't do that yet. No. Dragonite. That would actually fit. Jigglypuff. I don't use Jigglypuff. Sorry, it has to be a Pokemon I actually use. Lucas, that's a good question, in all honesty. It wouldn't surprise me if he did. Actually, I'm kind of good to go, aren't I? But I don't actually think that's the reality of it. I think that it's more like Sid didn't directly help like Eris did, but the memories of an essence of Zack that was... Why did I say Sid? God, I'm just getting out of it today. The memories and essences of Zack in Cloud, that's his name, helped him, but I don't think he directly helped him like Eris did. There we go. And yes, Nero says that's exactly why he hands control over to Squall. They needed an actual leader, and... By the way, I like the coordination here. Anyways, he needed an actual leader, and he decided Squall was going to be it. Which is, of course, funny, because Squall has his own problems. What did Renoa see in Cypher? You ever heard of the trope that all girls like bad boys? Well, that trope is actually totally completely wrong, but there's a kernel of truth to it. There's something alluring about the rebellious, you know, jock, basically, who doesn't take anything and deals with whatever. Especially to someone like Renoa, who, if you remember, is not only a severe extrovert, but someone who grew up in wealth and luxury and in privilege in general. So someone like that is pretty much someone who, you can almost guarantee you she's going to have some sort of rebellion in her childhood. So it makes absolutely perfect sense to me that she would rebel and go ahead and, in so doing, you know, go after an idiot like Steiner. And that's one of the reasons why I don't think that relationship lasted, too, because that isn't actually what Renoa wanted. She was just doing it as a, for lack of a better way to put it, a phase she was going through. Earthboundian, you mean back in FF6? Fat Squeak, actually no, believe it or not. The design artwork for those guys is kind of boring. The fourth student is the guy who actually pilots the garden later on when we get this place mobile. I don't even remember his name, but it'll show up at the point in time where we get there. By the way, I love this because this is 3 main characters and... Cypher, whatever the crap his name is. I'm just going to start calling him Idiot Moron. That's a lot easier to remember. Okay, so Idiot Moron. Anyways, I like what Sid actually says to this kid, because there's 3 main characters in this red shirt, right? So what he says to the red shirt is, I know it's hard to stand out, but try your best, or something like that, which is so wonderfully meta, given the situation. I like how Zell is just so happy about himself here, by the way. Thanks. What do you have to say to me? So this line is really important. Be sure to ignore all the GF criticism you hear from other gardens or military forces. That's because he wasn't significant in Kingdom Hearts 2. Also, I've been thinking about FF9 lately. And again, idiot moron starts clapping because... And it's funny because a lot of people misunderstand this, but this is actually... Squall having earned some of his respect. Only a little bit, but some. It's one of those things where, you know, you are now my nemesis, so we are marked kind of a thing. So, this is something else FF8 did very differently. You don't get money from, you know, enemies. I don't know if you've noticed that yet. The way you get gil in this game is you actually have a frickin' salary. Believe it or not, I actually like this. Make fun if you want, but I like the idea of having a regular salary that you make as part of a military organization. It makes a lot of sense. It fits the setting very well. It at the same time, as much as it's very lore relevant and kind of neat, it is a little bit weird to be getting my pay from, you know, from the military organization that funds me after we've killed the guy who funded the organization, and when we're on the moon, and when we're in the time compression. It's kind of weird, but whatever. Just, yeah, whatever. Hey, what's up? By the way, I like Selfie. Party! I haven't talked about that yet, Pax. I'm going to. It's a really big plot point, but I'm debating if I want to talk about it during the you-know-what scene or earlier. I haven't decided yet. So, there's an image out there that Pax shared with me once that it has Renoa saying, you're the best-looking guy here, and it has a zoom-in of exactly what his face looks like, because that's actually pretty damn low resolution when you get down to it. You can understand what you're looking at, but yeah, it puts it into a bit of contrast. Oh, fine, Pax. God. Hey, Selfie. Sure, I'll join the committee. I would have had a jumping in the air and counter for Selfie, but again, that would have broken the counter. By the way, one of the reasons that the moon is so prominently visible in so many of the cinematics for this game is to try and emphasize how much it basically is actually integral to the overall setting, even though you don't know about it for a really long time. Hey, who's that random twit? I think it's an extrovert. Oh well. Hello, extrovert. I'm introvert. How are you? I'm sorry, but I could actually talk about the subtleties behind Renoa and Squall, and I will as the game goes on, but their characters both really do start as the things I have defined them as. One's an extrovert, and one's an introvert. If you can figure out which one is which, congrats. Why in God's name would I have gone to my prom, FF? I was busy that night. That was a good night, too. Oh, thank you, Durgel. That's the image, I'm pretty sure. Yep, that's the image. You're the best looking guy here. Ah! I like Squall's face here because it gets across some of the subtlety that his dialogue doesn't. He really doesn't actually want to be out here. He really doesn't want to be on display like this. And it really bothers him. One thing Kay said earlier, I don't know if he's still in chat, is how throughout the course of the game, Squall does have a character arc in which he basically, for all intents and purposes, stops being introverted. I mentioned it earlier. But I actually kind of think it would have been better if Squall had remained introverted and just kind of learned to live with it. I agree with Kay on that part. Let's be frank, guys. There's nothing wrong with being introverted. It's just something that makes it difficult to deal with other people, as the term implies. Yeah, I know that, Sonic. Although I guess I should share that on the stream. Fujin and Rajan were originally actually supposed to be in FF7, but were basically shoved out into FF8 instead, thanks to the whole application of the Turks. No, they're pretty damn young, Pero. They are low, well, what I like to call low teenagers. But yeah, they're pretty damn young. No, it doesn't, Sean. Society doesn't like introverts. I know quite a few introverts myself. I'm actually friends with quite a few introverts myself. Yep, actually, Pax is right. There was a whatever in there. So we're going to go and up the whatever counter. There we go. There we go. But, sorry, Kay. Nothing matters. And everything is permitted. Because they have squirrels for brains, Bio. How many face palms? Well, it depends. Do you count spending 20 minutes drawing a face palm? Hey, Mean Panda. Ah, god dang it. Well, we're gonna go and do something now. Yes, this is a good time to do it. Apologize, guys, but I'm going to go ahead and not fully be paying attention to chat for just a bit. Should be pretty obvious why. 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, bonk. Wait, I missed a question. I missed a question. Where the hell did I miss a question? Oh, if okay. Yes. No. Yes. 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 No. No. Yes. No. No. Okay. A couple more here. These aren't actually hard tests. I just don't feel like bothering. Seriously, all this stuff is extremely basic stuff about the game. So you can pretty much figure it out just by looking at it. Or having played the game at all. Yeah, I've seen that. It's funny you say that, Fitzcott. I'm not going to talk about that yet, though. Okay, where's one? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Let's go ahead and up our rank a little bit more, shall we? We'll go ahead and go up to 15. We don't need to go all the way up right now. I mean, I guess we could. See, the thing is, your rank actually decays over time. It's basically impossible to maintain max rank. But it is worth getting it pretty high early on so you can actually have... basically more gil early on is really what it boils down to. Oops, I counted wrong. Try that again. 1, 2, 3... shoot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. No, yes, yes, no. There we go. Yes, I do, Bio. It is currently at 3, which is astonishingly low, but the game is young. Huh? Oh, right. Okay, so we'll go ahead and live with a seed level of 16. That should give us a decent amount of money flow early on. Now we are going to save here because what we're about to do is pretty required for one of my strategies. Did you like it, Fitzcott? Or did you hate it? Or did you hate me? Or did you hate everything? Kingdom Hearts 2's, in my opinion, Larchangel. So this is something that always amused me. This is a military training facility. Let's just call it what it is. And they have one area that's open after hours. And it's the one area people go to ignore their curfew, and it's also the area that they just happen to keep monsters in randomly because training. Now I know they have a health physician, person, and they have all kinds of other things, but it's just really, really, guys. I don't know. This just kind of bothers me. All right, hang on. We got to do something real quick. Alright. I do like how you can change people's junctions and stuff out of party, even though it doesn't make any level of sense, because it's very convenient. And that's the reason in a nutshell. Sorry, guys. I know you're expecting something super awesome, but that's all I got. Right, she has no magic. Of course she doesn't. That would be too easy. Have you learned anything yet? No, you've learned crap. There's Card Mod, which is pretty much the most important ability in this game, in my opinion. By the way, you really have to be on these guys, because they automatically learn the most worthless crap if you just let them level on their own. Let's go ahead and get Vitality. I'm going to need that. Ow. Let's leave that as is. Where's... I don't remember how to do the path for you, so we'll just do this. Okay, and you have no magic. Of course you do. Oh, right, I don't even have the headsets on. I forgot there was silence. I'm going to go ahead and say this is okay because there's music in the next scene, I think. I guess we'll find out in a moment. L'Archangel, I started the Final Fantasy series with Phantasy Star. No, I'm kidding. I started with Final Fantasy 1 back on the NES. Back when it first came out. Because he's an idiot sometimes, Mean Panda. He's a teenager. Haven't you ever been a teenager? Spoiler alert, we're all stupid when we're teenagers. I was an idiot when I was a teenager. God. I would think so, Bulletaria, but we'll see. Okay, is these the guys I want? I think so. Well, let's find out. The hell is this? God damn it. I keep getting more and more spam bots talking about this Twitch shop thing, which makes me just want to spit. Neither of these really what I want, but we'll go ahead and get a little bit more sleep. Yes I do, FF Gundam. Not that I think it matters. Actually, that's a good point. We should be doing that, shouldn't we? That's a little bit better on the damage. Not much. Dude, I don't know, L'Archangel. There's monsters, there's a Jurassic Park fence. I don't know. Gotta catch 'em all! Except his health isn't low enough. Oh no, it actually was. Well, time to go to bed. What? Oh, we're awake. We're awake. We're awake. All right, Squall, wake up. Thank you. Triffids? Oh, yeah. So, here's something that's awesome about the card ability that most people don't actually know. When you use card to kill off enemies, no exp. You get no exp from carding them, but you do get AP. I actually know most low-level runs. As I've told you guys, I myself did a low-level run of this game once upon a time. Without cheating. And, card was a godsend for that. But in all honesty, I think I'm not going to beat my record this time around. T-Rexar! Actually, yeah, we are going to run. Run! Run away! Yeah, run! Now, come on, where's the enemies I actually want? There's actually two enemies I really want to fight here. Like, genuinely. And I kind of need to, actually. Yes, T-Rexar! Don't question it. I like the graphics in FF8. I don't think they're perfect, but I think they're good. Hey, Big Chunk. Meh. Oh, don't do that. Damn it. I didn't think it was that low on health. I was going to card it again. Ah, well. So yeah, when I say you don't want to level in this game, I mean that very literally. Like, truly, 100% literally. Every level you gain is a negative thing. And a lot of people don't fully understand why. So I'm going to go ahead and explain that, because I think this is a good time to do it, because I really do want to encounter those guys before I go fight Diablos. The reason that levels are bad in this game is all the enemies in this game level off of a variance based off of your level. So, okay, the enemies level with you, kind of like in the Elder Scrolls, but the Elder Scrolls, at least sometimes, and in some cases, can pull that off. So why is that so bad in this game? Well, because they apparently didn't really know what they were doing, because what actually happens is, to put it into really mundane terms, imagine if every time you gained a level, you gained 5 in every stat, right? This isn't what happens, but just bear with me. Every time the enemy levels, they gain 7 in every stat, or 8 in every stat, or in boss cases, 10 in every stat. Now, this is a gross simplification, especially since boss levels and boss abilities are actually randomized based off of your level. But the point I'm trying to get across is every level you gain, the enemy gains a better level than the one you just gained. So the only thing that can actually equalize you out in terms of power to them is your junctions and your magic. But that will always be true. It's never not true. There is no point in time at which the enemy will not always be based on your level. Ergo, you just want to keep your level as low as possible, because there is no benefit to leveling. And that's what's wrong with FF8's Saga-style system in a nutshell. No offense to the Saga-style system, just they implemented it kind of poorly here. And that's one of the reasons I'm going out of my way to not earn exp. No, Dalton. The game... Okay, I'm not going to say this is 100% certainty, because I'm not 100% certain. But I am not aware of any point at which the game actually explains to you that the enemies level with you. You just kind of have to figure it out. Big Chunk, her name is Quistis. Or Quiestis, or Quistier, or whatever, but I'm just going to keep calling her Quistis. Okay, I'm not encountering the enemies I want to, so we're just going to move on. I could also use more cards to blow. If I really wanted to do the card game, and I'll be honest, I'm actually kind of in the mood to do the card game, as weird as that sounds. But it's such a time-consuming thing, I'm probably not going to do it on the stream. If I do it at all, it'll probably be off-camera. Wow, Pretz. I know someone who actually leveled to 99 legitimately early in the game, and basically made the game unbeatable because they were so... like I said, the enemy level's better than you do, so... with no junctions and no magic to actually, you know, help you out, yeah, it didn't turn out so well. Really, Nerozaz? Well, that sucks. We do have a mini-boss up ahead, so we do want to go ahead and heal. Hang on. Can you... You know, whatever. Just... I'll use some of your cures. Yeah, the card game is one of those things that once you get your momentum going, you just kind of roll over the card game, once you really know what you're doing. From my experience, from my memories. Again, I don't remember how to play the game that well, as I've already demonstrated. But early on, it's just an uphill battle. I can't even imagine, Dalton. My average level for hitting Griever, this is with cheated games, admittedly, was about 20. You know, for the end game, in other words, about level 20. So yeah, this is Makeout Point. Let's just go ahead and say this for what this is. Quistis thinks she's romantically attached to Squall when she isn't, so she has brought him here to see if he has reciprocated any of her feelings so that they might be romantically entangled. If it's not obvious, Squall does not have any romantic feelings for Quistis. He's too busy being a jackass. And no, Bio. Just 99.99% of them. Yeah, Squall is just... I'm sorry. I actually sympathize with Squall, and I understand where he's coming from, but he is a jackass. Especially for the first, I don't know, 40, 50, 90% of the game, something like that. FF Gundam, it is worth noting that Squall has been through some really, really bad times in his life. He never knew his father. His mother died at a very young age, so he was sent to an orphanage as a result of a certain war. And the only person he connected with there, again, introvert, was a young girl who he thought of as his elder sister, who was immediately stolen away, leaving him completely alone. And then he immediately decided to, well, immediately, it's more like 6 years later, turned it around and enrolled in a private military company college, basically. And then we're here. Yeah, Squall has actually been through hell and back. I hate to put that, but it is true. He's a jerk. And it's not, you know, what he says is inadmissible. But he is a jerk. And he is understandable. So, anyways, moving on. Yes, of course you do, Nero says. How else are you going to defend, you know, Makeout Point? Poor Quistis. In fairness, she doesn't actually have romantic feelings for him either. Not really. But then again, it's not like she isn't confused, too. We haven't talked about the big thing yet. I'm still debating when to talk about that. Pax was actually bugging me about the fact that I haven't talked about it yet. Now we gotta save again, so we don't have to see that cutscene again. No, Big Chunk. See, that's the problem, Big Chunk. Most people think that their backstory gives them an excuse to do something, whereas I tend to think of it as a backstory as helps explain why they are that way. You know, ideally they would then try to improve themselves or do better, but... And Squall admittedly does. But I just try to mention those things to get across the idea of understanding, tolerance, and the fact that there is no such thing that things are simple, because in real life things aren't simple. You know what, this is literally not worth my time. I don't feel like getting any more cards, I don't want to level. I'm just gonna run. Well, Quistis basically is thinking of him in a protective elder sister manner, to summarize. Hey, look! It's some random girl that I'm sure has absolutely nothing to do with the plot. We saw her before earlier, if you remember. I don't know who she is, though. She's just some random person. She doesn't matter. So this boss actually plays bowling with you. What do you mean, Larkangel? It's in the game. Like, there's no... there's no, like, it's coming from anything else. It's just from the game. I don't understand how to answer that question. Shell? I don't want Shell. I want to kill... that. See you around, Boletaria. Yes, I just made it all up. None of that actually happened in the game. Sorry, guys. Where's whose date, Permeus? One of the things I do actually like, even though it's kind of a controversial thing, is the fact that Squall's backstory is revealed to us in the same way it's revealed to him. It was an interesting way to do the viewpoint character. The Squall himself doesn't actually remember or know most of his own backstory at this point. Would you stop throwing these things at us? Yes, these are the ones I was looking for. I forgot they were the boss. I really did. Kefka. No question. More likable, too. Oh, I don't know, Permeus. She's some random girl that has nothing to do with the plot. I don't even know her name. I think we'll call her Bobette. No, Bobina. I like that better. Okay, now we get bored. I'll go ahead and grab a few more of these. Crullers? Crullers are a particular type of donut that comes from France, and they're really good. That should be enough protect. I don't actually need to junction it. I just need cast of it. I hope you get used to that draw animation, because I'm going to be doing it for a bit. Not immediately. Or not long term. But what I really want is blind. Like, lots of blind. Really, Durgil? Why is that? Or do you not even know? Because I don't have an answer for that either. No, I don't think that's it, Nerazaz. I don't think that explains anything. To my knowledge, there is no lore reason for why the enemies level with you. Of course, there isn't in most of the games where that happens. Except the Elder Scrolls, which I think is actually the only exception of a game where the enemies level with you and there's a lore explanation for it. We're gonna get a little bit more blind. It's useful for several things. Of course I've eaten crullers. I like crullers. They actually sell some at the local grocery store. They're really good. I like how I'm getting one blind off of this. By the way, in total contrast to the last boss, this boss is nothing. It's also worth noting that Ultimecia doesn't actually have power over time. She has the ability to affect time in one way, only thanks to technology, and in another way, only thanks to her already existing powers that all sorceresses have. So, yeah. She is not a time mage in the old D&D 2nd edition sense of the word. No, I know why they did it, Big Chunk. I just disagree with it, that's all. Okay, I think that's enough blind. Really dislike the targeting selection system in FF8. It feels like it's just completely wrong. I have to select down to target that. No, actually I have to select right, left, and then down. Except it's not working at all now. There we go. No, Bio. They were tasty donuts that were really good. And it's worth noting that you have to hit left when there's not an animation playing, but when this thing shows up, you have to hit down, which just kind of... you know, Fat Squeak, you're gonna hate me for this, but my answer to that is yes, I do. I really do. Because it's very accurate. We'll talk about that a little bit more later. Oh, I can't card that. Never mind. Earthboundian, I'd say that's a tie between FF6 or FF7. I like both pretty much, quite a lot. And it is worth noting that Squall isn't exactly a bad person. He gets a lot of his personality from his father. He's just kind of buried under a whole bunch of horribleness. Now the question that has to be asked, Fat Squeak, is whether or not that's a good thing. Man, Durgil, I get that question a lot. Like, seriously, I've gotten that question like 20 times this marathon so far. I'm not even going to answer anymore. My original answer was, I don't know. And then people just kind of kept pressuring me to give a real answer, so I started tossing out random guesses. My original thought when I played FF8 was, why aren't levels doing anything? I believe that was almost literally what I was thinking. Yes, I did, Bio. By the way, I use a white or a silver lightsaber, in case you're wondering. Okay, we saved Random Girl! Whatever the hell her name is. Hello, random seed people who totally aren't seed, and I don't know that yet. See you around, random seed people, and random girl, whatever your name is. Damn it, Pack Attack. I'm going to start saying my favorite airship in the series is the Invincible in 9, even though I actually really dislike the design. Bosses don't give exp in several of the games, in several of the FF's Mega Mike. It's really useful in this one, though. Like, really useful. Oh, I agree, Cashel. Well, FF8's characters are undoubtedly the weakest, but that's because they are literally 100% reliant on their GFs to function as anything. And I just got another message, which might be spam. Spam, 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 spam. It's spam. It is spam! It is spam! And I'm just getting more and more of these. Anybody else here stream? I'm just curious, because I'm getting more and more of these spam messages of people being like, hey, go to this website that I'm not even going to say out loud because I don't even want to promote it, because we're going to give you viruses, and you're going to give us money, and then we're going to do stuff, and it's going to be great. It's not a scam at all. Hey, Zell, what's up? Yeah, sorry, I was at Makeout Point with my teacher. Don't think it. Don't read into it. Nothing actually happened. I was too much of a jackass for anything to happen. Sorry. By the way, I've actually changed my mind on my favorite airship. I would go with the Dreadnought Leviathan if I actually had a crew to man that thing. I'd do that anytime. Hell yes. Admit it, guys. Would you like to serve with me on the Leviathan as we conquer the world? No, Nero's has. I haven't. Hey, look, it's Griever. What's up, Griever? We'll talk about you more later. Go and get a save in. It will, Javan. You have no idea. Javan, have you seen Gilgamesh yet? I'm just curious. Eat, run, faster. Damn it, did I just get another spam message? This is getting ridiculous. Oh, shut up, Pero D0. I needed that, I'll admit it. Okay, at this point I really do want to go ahead and do some card games. So, we're gonna go do some card games. She's not naked, Japur. She's in a bikini. Hate to break it to you. Whoops, I went too far. Exactly, King falls down. Cypher's like, look, I need to tell you about my list! And he's always got to do this. This is very important. Hey, I just made 13,000 gold. Yes, by the way, it's back to being G in this game. Yeah, alright. Wish me luck, guys. I really would like to win this time. You can luck manipulate this guy into actually always using his Quistis card, but it's irritating. That's all I'm going to say about that. Alright. That's a decent card. That's not bad. Well, I guess we'll go ahead and get Ifrit out there, because, you know, it's my ace in the hole, so to speak. I also like to go on record as saying I actually like this song. I like this way better than the song in FF9 for the card game in FF9, whose name I can't even remember right now. The card game song in FF9 actually kind of bothered me, that music. But this one's like, yeah. Okay, we'll do that. Crap, I hate going first. We'll open with something weak. I was really hoping he wouldn't do that. Does he have anything that can beat that? No, he doesn't. We'll go ahead and do this. I don't think he can beat that, actually. I don't actually remember what a tie does, so... Nothing, apparently. So I win! Aw, crap, it's a draw. Damn it! Damn it. No, Samurai, I'm already sucking too much. Damn it, I thought I was gonna win that one. Oh, don't even joke about that. Now, granted, I know we kind of did some luck manipulation for this guy, but I know this is the guy we actually got the Quistis card off. And I absolutely need the Quistis card. There is nothing else for that. Like, literally. It is an absolute requirement. God, I just have a really weird selection of cards right now, don't I? Probably thinking about this too much, but screw it. No, Gundam, there's no lore behind the cards, sorry. I know you were expecting some, but there isn't. I think I just lost. Oh, never mind. Holy crap, I actually won. Holy crap. Whenever I finish FF8, hey, is awesome. Okay, so I want that frickin' behemoth. Yes, please. Thank you. Yeah, the... Yeah, apparently just winging it works a lot better. Go figure. I probably should be saving in between matches, but that would take way too much time. hate going first. Like, really badly. I am so not fighting Ozma. I just want that to be absolutely clear. That is not happening. Seriously. Don't even joke about that. Ah, crap. That's actually bad. It's actually really bad. Yep, this is a loss. God damn it. Because he's going to play the behemoth there. Whatever. God damn it. I really need this card. I guess I could try the people upstairs. Maybe they're easier. Who knows? Oh, goodness. Yes, I have Fat Squeak, except for this game. This game has just been trolling me. Hey, Doom, Doom, Doom. What's up? Hey, look, money. Ooh, shoot. Why do you want to make fun of Squall, Sapur? Yes, Durgil, I am totally getting the Excalibur too. FF8 is currently winning, yes. Yeah, sure. Make Squall jokes. I don't care. I don't want to make fun of Squall because I actually sympathize with the guy, but, you know, if you're a horrible, evil, terrible person, go ahead. Ugh. I really hate going first. He can beat that way, and he can beat that way. God dang it. Screw it. Take my card. God dang it, really? God damn it. Ugh. Could you at least use the card I actually give a damn about this time, lady? Make up some lore for the card game. Okay, let me think about that. Okay. Thousands of years ago, there was a great war. And this war was so terrible that it raged and burned longer than any of the stars had in the sky. Neither side ever gained sway for long, for the forces of light and darkness constantly vied for control over all creation. And then they decided, you know what? This sucks. And so they called forth mighty wizards who they called Planeswalkers. And the Planeswalkers showed up and said, hey. And they started summoning people with these cards, one by one by one, shoving individuals, people, monsters, everything into these cards. I've got nothing that I can do with this. Hang on, let me think about this for a moment. Yeah, I really don't. Screw off, Pax. Yeah, can I, like... Yeah, no, I can't. Whatever, we'll do that. Okay, I can't do anything. This is just... wow. Just, yeah, okay, that's just... So anyways, that was a waste of frickin' time. One more try, and then I just shoot myself. I have no idea. Hey, it's awesome. I've been failing a lot at FF8 today, so I got nothing. God damn it, you're not even using cards I actually give a damn about either. You're just being a dick for no reason. Screw it. Let's just go with the usual strat. No, that won't work. That will, though. No, it won't. Crap! Okay. Best I can do is draw him again. Her, whatever. That sucks. I don't think I'm even gonna draw her. Yay, another draw. Dang it. Anyways, yeah, I was intentionally pulling Magic the Gathering into that. Well, Kamarusku, I kind of need Quistis' card to do this. Like, really, I do. I need those triples. By the way, hey, bad pun. Bad pun, excuse me. Alright, where's this kid with the mini-mog? I don't even remember. I know who you're talking about, but I don't remember where he is. Where can I go beat the crap out of this kid so I can steal all his lunch money? I mean, his cards. That's him, that's him! Oh god, come back, come back, come back, come back, come back! Get your fantastic Madagascar! I'm going to kill that kid when he comes back. And then I'm going to steal all his cards. What can I say? FF8 is the second of the Final Fantasies I intend to play for this marathon. This is the one I know and you know, have a decent amount of what I'm doing and understanding and whatnot. The least. Second least, excuse me. There's one other FF that I actually know less than this that will practically be a blind run. Other than the fact that I know a lot about the story. There he is. Yeah, come here. Whatever. We'll just... Whatever. We'll do this, I guess. Actually, yeah, we'll do that. Requiescat in pace is how you pronounce that, last I checked. I could be wrong, of course. And indeed, I probably am. I mean... Screw it. I'm not even gonna be... I need to stop trying to be strategic and just play. I mean 13, by the way. I know 12 pretty damn well. Man, these are some crap cars, actually. And there's no mini-mog in them. I guess I'll go with the average jack of all trades there. Yeah, I'm just having the worst card luck. This is kind of bugging me here. I'm sorry, guys. I know I hate to grind on the stream, but that's what we're doing, because I need Quistas. I haven't even thought about how to play this game without getting Quistas. Like, literally, I have no idea what I would do. Okay. Why am I going first? I hate going first. Here. That's actually kind of annoying. Oops, no, I don't want that one. I want, what do I want? I don't know what I want. Let's get you. So does anybody have any questions or anything? Q&A? I mean, Lord knows my Q&A used to take out so much of my time back when I was doing those Q&A videos on YouTube that it got to the point where I had to stop the Q&A because there were just so many questions coming in. Surely somebody has some Q&A for me. Let's take these off. I'm getting tired of hearing stuff. God, I hate going first. Okay, we'll do that. Yeah. Define wash. If you mean the shower, that would be once a day. Because I'm not that terrible. Or am I? What year marked the death of Good Square? I don't know, I'd have to look it up. It's all good, Samurai. I just need to get to the point where I can get to the story of FF8. It's almost sad, really. Let's go ahead and take him, and we'll use him instead of that guy. My favorite Skittles are the kind that don't kill my throat. I actually can't eat Skittles anymore. It's alright, Kay. I know you hate me. And that's your secret motivation. Is that? Yeah, that's right. And then this guy. Oh, thank you, Pax. Although, there's still been some good stuff since then. Apparently that was 2001. Anyways, yeah, damn it, boy. There we go. No, these don't count as encounters, by the way, for anybody who's wondering. Have I ever created my own card game? Actually, yes, I have. It's surprisingly similar to what Hearthstone does, if you could mix that with a more science fiction element, like, say, with the Star Trek or Star Wars card games. It's pretty much the general way of how it works. Yeah, sure, whatever. We'll open with our big heavy hitter here. Next against this kid. Yes. I'm not sure I'm capable of losing this match now. I don't know what's up with Tri-Ace. I'll admit, Star Ocean 4 was not really my cup of tea, but then again, I felt Star Ocean 3 failed on several accounts too, so I'm not really the person to ask about that. Am I excited for Costume Quest 2? I didn't know they were making it too. I win! What a shock. Soda from a glass bottle or soda from a can? I prefer soda from a can, personally. Just my preference. You know, I don't actually want any of your cards at this point. You don't have cards I want. I mean, I guess I could take... Well, no, I'm pretty happy with this. So we'll take a Tom Bridge for the hell of it. Favorite Dragon Quest? Oh, God. I don't know. There's a lot of good ones, but honestly, I'm probably going to go ahead and go with 8 as my favorite Dragon Quest. I don't know why I did that. See you around, Nero Zaz, excuse me. Favorite sodas? Well, back when I actually still could do caffeine, I drank Coke, pretty much exclusively. If I was a character from FF8, I would easily, without question, or hesitation or doubt. I was debating which joke answer would be funnier. Sid, because he gets to be with Adia, or Ultimecia. But no, my real answer is I'd be Laguna. No, I've never played Panzer Dragoon Saga. Come on back, kid. I need to steal your frickin' Mog. Come on. There you are, kid. Okay, come here. I want to steal your cards. Yes, I would definitely be Cypher because I'm a moron. Everyone knows I'm a moron, right? Especially you, Pax. Yes, Pretz. DQ8 faux life, as they say. See you around, Bio. And yes, that's the one. Oh my god, what's it gonna take to make you have your frickin' Mog come out here? Okay. Making me think. Screw it, we'll just play a trading game. The upgrading weapon system is an intriguing idea. I kind of wish getting the items was a little less grindy, because getting all those items can take a really long time. Yeah, I saw that coming. Fortunately, I have an evil plan. A very evil plan. Anyways, but yeah, I actually like the idea of just having, you know, your weapon and you just upgrade it rather than actually doing anything else with it. Rather than equipping different weapons. It kind of emphasizes the specialist nature of the, well, you know, the people in FF8. Most of them are mercenaries of some sort or another. The only one who isn't is Renoa. So it makes sense that, you know, one guy would have really, really specialized with, you know, weapon type A and B and so forth and so on. I don't feel like I need to extrapolate anymore on that. If I had to move away from the USA, which country would I want to live in? See, that's kind of a tough one, because there's lots of countries I want to visit. Basically all of them, really. Hang on. Yeah, we'll do that one. But as far as live in, honestly, I'd probably go ahead and go with Germany as of about 7 years ago. And I say that because I have no idea what Germany's like now. I don't know if it's good, I don't know if it's bad, I just know that 7 years ago I would totally have lived there. Yeah, I got straight A's. I doubt that's a surprise to anybody. I'm not trying to brag, it's just, that's the kind of kid I was. I don't even think about that, whatever. I'll just sort of destroy you rather than completely destroy you. The Room, no thoughts on that film whatsoever. I fling those thoughts out the window. No, I didn't think the vocation system was flawed in Dragon Quest IX at all. I think it was awesome in Dragon Quest IX. I don't know what you're talking about. He's probably a younger brother or sister of whoever's here, if I were to guess on the matter. Just take another one of these frickin' things, whatever. No, come back, kid. I need Mog. I need Mog. I would not want to live in Japan, and that's nothing against Japan at all, but I know several people who did move to Japan, and living there is interesting. It is a very specific thing. Mindset? I don't know how to put that. Not something I would actually enjoy. Oh, sure, a cactar. But not a frickin' Mog. Whatever. Anyways. Same move. Why do I prefer FF9 over FF8? Pretty much entirely because of the story and characterization, but that being said, I enjoy the leveling and alternate leveling systems of FF9 more than I do in FF8, personally. That being said, I think FF8's card game is way better. But screw it, we'll play it safe. Yes, I do, Sushi. At least done properly. And I want it to be called Chrono Trigger. And... oh, wait. Yeah. Really? You're not gonna... okay. I'm gonna take a duplicate because I don't give a damn. Yeah, I'm starting to think that too. I'm gonna do one more shot at this kid, then I'm gonna try the guys with Quistis, because I know they have Quistis. I know they can have Quistis, actually, let's put that more accurately. Because I absolutely need Quistis, and both the TAS and the speedrun strat both involve getting Quistis right here. Favorite moment from any Dragon Quest? Dragon Quest V, the moment. You know which one I'm talking about. I should have just put FF8, the card game, on the thing for this. Raibo, yes, in the sense that it was better, and therefore playing something that was worse made it harder to stomach. I still think a combination materia junction system would be awesome. Okay. I guess I win. So we'll just play Ifrit for the hell of it. Joe Neutrino, the current record holder for FF8 is actually a segmented run. Now, let me just make this clear. Nothing against speedrunners, but I'm actually very against segmenting in speedruns. That being said, I fully understand why they do it in some games, and FF8's a good example, because the way it works is he does the segment, he walks up, does the match, and if he doesn't have Quistis, he hits reset. And then he starts his section over again. And over and over and over and over and over. According to the guy who currently holds the FF8 record, it took him, I believe it was 80 plus tries in order to get the guy to actually have Quistis and win it, and have a good segment. By the way, a Zelda marathon is probably not going to happen anytime soon, just because we've been playing through the Zeldas recently. By we, I mean my sister and I. We do plan to keep streaming once she has time available for that one, and continue through Majora's Mask, by the way. Tattoos, no opinion whatsoever. If I could get a tattoo, I'd probably get a tattoo that covers half my body. Yeah, I probably should save. You're right. Does this game take more or less time than FF7? In all honesty, once you're set up, once the game's broken, I'm just going to be flying through this game. Once I'm actually set up, once I have my triples, once I have my proper GF set up, once I have Ink None, this game will breeze by. But it feels a lot slower because the first chunk of this game is much, much slower. And I do mean way slower. I mean, the fact that I haven't even left Balam Garden yet is indicative. I'd call this the new Midgar, but Midgar was constantly doing stuff, not just, you know, grind, 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 grind. One more try, come on, 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 come on. Yeah, it's pretty bad, Joe Neutrino. And that's another reason I don't like segmented runs, is segmented runs is basically all of the save and restate setup of a task, but none of the speed or you know, decency of it, I guess. I don't even know how to put that. Okay, we're going first, so we're going to open strong. What did I study? Believe it or not, well, okay, I assume you mean what did I go to school for, which would be programming, accounting, and business. Economics, I guess is probably the best way to put that. But what you're probably asking is what have I studied in my life, which is basically everything. Although I'm a huge fan of history, so that was a big thing. Screw it, we'll be risky. Yeah, Midgar wasn't cards, exactly. What's the difference between FF4, FF7 and FF8? In FF8, I played cards. In FF7, I infiltrated the Shinra Tower to do awesome stuff. No, the card game is enjoyable. Let's make that clear. I'm not bashing the card game, but it is one of those RNG on top of RNG things. And if you don't like the card game, you are not going to like a fairly decent section of this game, because so much of what you can do in this game relies on you getting certain cards. Still level 10. Math is one of those things I had to try at to be good at. I was never innately good at math, although I would argue I've never been innately good at anything. I just had to work at it. Okay, take two. Programming is extremely hard to pick up, yes. It is very counterintuitive if you've never done anything as far as programming in the past. I should totally, like, just start playing Hearthstone on the side, so I'm playing, you know, this and Hearthstone over there. My dream job would be... I've got, like, 5. If you can guess any of them, I'll tell you them. One of the only things I dislike about FF9's card game is there's not really any point in it other than the game itself, whereas in FF8, you can actually benefit from it significantly. In fact, it's probably the best and most efficient way to become broken. in FF8. Oh my god, you guys suck! Why don't you use cards I actually give a damn about? That's bad, actually. I don't think I can defend against being taken at this point. But yeah, I can. I just have to do that right there. And then... It's right here. There we go. Okay, we're good, we're good. Oh crap! I didn't even see that. By the way, Stoop, FF8 started. Oh my god, I hate this game sometimes. The only reason I hate this game is they're not using my the cards I want. I wouldn't actually mind this if they'd actually put down the cards I give a damn about. Of course, I'm not winning, so that would have irritated the crap out of me if Quistis was actually there in that last one. And nope, you lost. And then, of course, it doesn't show up again. I'm going to start using Tonberry instead of that guy. Oh my god, just use Quistis. It's not that hard. Yeah, FF8 is kind of getting to me, I'll be completely honest with you. I don't mean to sound negative, because this is a game I do enjoy. The story, the setting, various other aspects thereof that I can't think of right now because I'm playing the freaking card game. But, yeah, there's some really good essences, aspects, things to it. Man, that behemoth. That freaking behemoth. That behemoth is destroying anything I can do. The reason FF9's card game is random is because it is actually random. Like, it is genuinely random. In other words, like, okay, I can explain the difference between FF8 and FF9's card game in a very simple way. That card has a 4 on its right. Hang on. And this guy has a 5 on his left. That means my card wins. In FF9, there's different types of attacks, there's different numbers for those attacks, and there's a different strength for those attacks. Well, okay, I'm sorry, I'm saying this wrong. Think of it as each card has a health, an attack power, and a type of attack. And so when you know, this card, in this exact same situation, my card would not automatically win because not only do I have to beat through his HP with whatever I've got, and he has to beat through my HP, but there's a dice roll involved because it actually is, it's a variance rather than just 5 against 4. It's roll for roll, you know, that kind of thing. So, yeah. Anyways, what the hell was I doing? Oh, yeah, I'm going to lose a card. But I need to play a trade-off game at this point, because otherwise he's going to just crush me. She is going to just crush me. See you around, Prague. Have a good one. Yay! Well, at least I have a behemoth now. That's a really good card for this part. Okay, we're gonna, like, try 3 more frickin' attempts. I don't even remember if it's her or the one. It's all. I'm pretty much, from my understanding, pretty much all of the Trape groupies have a Quistis, have a chance to have a Quistis card. I probably should have saved once I got my behemoth, but whatever. Behemoth, yeah, you're definitely in my lineup now. And Deathclaw. We actually got some decent cards for now. Nope, no Quistis. 2 more shots. 2 more shots of this crap, and then I give up. I'll take that trade-off. Sorry about how long it's taken me. This is a problem I have, too. I play games one of 2 ways, competitive games like this. I either take forever on my turns, or I just say screw it and play. And, Speaking of which, I can't win this. We're gonna be safe. He can be beaten there, and he can be beaten there. Oh, that's a Tonberry King. Oh, no wonder. Crap. Okay, we're gonna have to work on drawing this guy. I think that's the only way we're gonna be able to do anything. So let's go ahead and draw him, her, it. And 7, about a 2 on the right. So we'll just, yeah, we'll just do this and we'll just draw. Draw. Yeah, this girl goes on the list. Okay, I said we were going to have 3 more shots. That was one of them. The other 2 are going to be the guy in the cafeteria. We're going to go ahead and save because we did get the behemoth. And the behemoth is a pretty nice card. I don't want to lose. Oh my god. Alright, I'm going to go gouge my eyes out, guys. I'll be right back. So, if I don't get this Quistis card, I don't actually know what I'm going to do other than just not be as overpowered as I want to be to get through the chunks of this game. I'm not even sure how I'm actually going to do this without Quistis' card, but I guess we'll just kind of figure it out. Yes, Stoop, they changed all of the translation, they changed the cutscenes, they added new content, some of which is lore relevant, some of which is side quest and story stuff. They retooled the combat engine under the hood so it loads a lot smoother. And they added the arena, which is basically just for fun, but you can also get stuff from it. And I guess we should also add, they added the final ending. And I think that's all they added, though, in the Chrono Trigger DS version. Her card turns into 3 Samantha Souls, which turns into triples, lots of triples, which junction better than anything in the game with like 3 exceptions. And, yeah. Yes, Sturgill, that is exactly correct. You missed my rant about it earlier, but that's why I call this game easy, is because nothing in this game that is actually difficult. All of it just involves an artificial time gate, whether you do cards, or if you draw, or if you... You know, it doesn't matter what you do. Anything you do in order to get stronger in this game just takes time. And no difficulty. Behemoth, Tonberry... actually... Yeah, we'll do that. God damn it. Well, we're going to play it safe because he doesn't have any cards I want. So I just want to tie him now. That Marlboro is just killer. Those 2 7s are terrible. I wonder if I... Crap. Crap. Okay. I may be about to lose a card, actually. Screw it. Whatever. Let's just go. There's the Marlboro, as expected. Okay. One more attempt. This is it. I'm sick of this crap. I like this game, but I would rather do something other than play a frickin' card game on my stream. I know that's a crazy thought and all. There it is. Yeah, where do you think their bad breath comes from? I mean, really. God damn it. You frickin'. Okay. I just need to destroy the entire world, and then it will be fun. I have done no challenges for this one, Durgil, other than low-level challenge, which really isn't a challenge. It's more of a... It's not a challenge in the strictest sense because it's not difficult. It's more interesting because the whole point is to try and, you know... I think I just lost. I don't think I can catch back up now. Yeah, I can't. Yeah, we're just gonna reset because I don't feel like losing a card. Ugh. Yeah, seriously, Joe Neutrino. I need to kill that kid out front, kill the lady upstairs, and kill that guy, and then we will be a lot happier. Well, I'll be a lot happier. I don't know if you'll be a lot happier, but I'll be jamming at that point. Well, I don't know what to do without those triples. So I guess we're just gonna say... Yeah, I've never had this much trouble getting Quistis, ever. Like, literally, it has never taken me this long to get Quistis. That's one of the reasons I'm so confused about this. They just keep not having it. I could do the speedrunner thing and just walk up to them and say, hey, nope, reset. Hey, reset. Hey, reset. I wonder if soft reset works in this version. Oh, looks like it does. Yes, I've done a couple challenges for FF12. No license grid comes to mind. That one I did not complete because it was kind of boring, to be honest with you. The way to get through it, there's not a lot of extra tricks you can do without the license grid, so it basically involved really long fights, lots of grinding to get gil, and then really being careful with items. I'm sorry, I have to do it now. This is what else? In FF12, there's another... what is it? Other than the low-level run. The low-level run isn't actually that bad in 12. As weird as that sounds. Because if you use the license board just right, and are really strategic with your equipment, you know. If you say so, Joe, I'm probably just having bad luck. I'm having marathon luck. I've been having marathon luck this whole marathon. No, Zepur, they do not. I don't know about you guys, but I prefer black. Or red hair. Or brown. Anything but blonde, really. I've actually only been with one blonde woman in my life, believe it or not. Jenna was her name. She was actually a pretty awesome girl. We used to play, well, anyways. See you around, Sonic Doctor. Well, good luck, Lucas. I recommend thinking about exactly what kind of programming you want to do. Hey, look! Work! What, I suddenly can't soft reset? Seriously? You let me soft reset out there, but not here. Really? You're just... That's how we're gonna play this. Right. Well, in that case, we're going to spit on you because we hate you. Spoiler alerts. Yeah, C can be a very interesting and challenging language to pick up, let me tell you. Sure. I think we're going to tie again. Frickin' frackin'. Actually, no, we're not going to tie. We're going to lose, aren't we? Yeah, we're going to lose. Yeah, we lost. Okay. At least it's not that much longer to reset the game artificially, instead of just doing the soft reset. I can't believe they don't let you soft reset out of that. That is hilarious. I love that. The game's like, no, you can't reset. And I'm like, oh yeah, I have the power button. Sorry, I'm getting a little frustrated at this frickin' game. Okay. I need to completely rethink how the hell I'm going to do anything. Let me look something up real quick. That is a soft reset, Sushi. That's what I mean when I say a soft reset. Okay, where's all the card crap I left open? I could do that. That might be able to help me go without triples. I'm glad you're enjoying it, Bandit. Just so you know, I'm going to kill you. Sorry, I'm looking up what the speedrunner does for the Quistis section. It's literally just a segment of him getting the Quistis card. It's hilarious. But that's not what I want to know. I want to know... many things that I don't currently know. I want to know refine. Let's see if that'll help me. I doubt it will, but you never know. Hyper rest. Nothing. Whatever. It's not even worth getting Zell's card, in all honesty. Unless I have another source of hyper risk later, which I'm not even aware of, which is possible. So, now that my brain is just destroyed by grind, that's the other thing I don't like about grind. It just wears my brain down to the point where I can't think anymore. I don't know about you guys, but I just get dulled by grind. Hey look, it's Zell on his awesome device that would actually be useful in a mission, but they decided to confiscate it because they're jackasses. Whatever. The point, WTB, is I was trying to go ahead and avoid doing a lot of drawing later on. Also, it really speeds up an early section of the game, because if you have triples pretty much as soon as you get card refine, which I'm working on right now, then you can just destroy anything on your way up until you can get the rest of the triples, which is at Cerberus in Galbadia Garden, which is quite a ways further in. That's, hell, I think that's in Disc 2, actually. So let's talk about a little bit of story. Squall is squad leader. We're taking care of Selfie and Zell. They're pretty awesome, all things considered. Yeah, right. Switch. Zell with you. Now that we actually have a party of 3 fully, we can pretty much just always constantly swap around between the 3. And, yeah. Now, there is one problem. That's the fact that I'm a moron. Hang on. Sorry, guys. Give me a minute. Sun junction, that one. Actually, sorry, we need to set up a little bit specifically for what we're going to be doing here. Sorry, end of disc 2. Yeah, like I said, you can get triples now, or you can triples at the end of disc 2. And that's why I try so hard to get that frickin' card. In all honesty, I'm thinking about going ahead and just offline going after the card instead of wasting time. Yeah, that's what I'm going for, FF Gundam. I gotta kinda set this up just right, though. Hang on, okay, so he has some blind, he has some blind, she doesn't. Okay, so I need to grab her blind, put it onto her, give all, and yeah, I know, Sushi. It's kind of a dick move in character and out. That's kind of the reason I don't like that. Anyways, okay, so let's talk to him. Yeah, I know the password. We are definitely saving before we use that thing. In fact, we're going right back in here. Wish me luck. It's been a long time since I've beaten this guy without cheats this early. Usually I wait just a little bit longer. Usually until I have some more waters from the stuff in the beach. But we're going to go ahead and try it. If we fail, we're not even going to try it again. We're going to go straight down and try to get some waters to do this properly. Alright. Hey, look! Here's how you upgrade the thing. Fascinating. I do like those, by the way. I think the magazines were a nice touch. So, time to fight Diablos, or Shugamagoo, depending on what you want to call him. We've got kind of a specific thing to do here. Make sure that goes off. Okay, that didn't work. Hey, Goleth. I was wondering if anybody actually seen that Oblivion episode yet. Yeah, Kimarusko is correct. Once I beat this, it's basically over. But that's the point, really. Blind him, and deal with his first chunk of HP with Demi. It's actually a pretty random chance that Demi will hit, but if it does, it's worth it, because it does quad 9 every time, I believe. Oh, never mind. It just did 2,753. But, still useful. Still way more damage than I can do otherwise at this point in time. There is another strategy for this guy. It involves doing slots on Selfie until she gets to the end. I've never seen anyone pull that strategy off except for Tass. Hey, Bandit. Oh my god, why is this missing so much? But once you blind him, this fight is a lot easier, because all he's really going to do is demi you, which can kill you, by the way, unlike in some versions of Demi. But it's a lot easier to keep up on health of Demi than it is anything else. Draw failed. Well, just for the hell of it. Do over, do over, do over, do over, do over, do over. How many times do you think I should do this? We get something useful here. That was a pretty good one. 2 Blizzaras. We got that again. Wow. Yeah, sure. We'll do 2 blinds. Why not? Maybe it'll actually land. Yeah, exactly. 873. So he's just going to keep hitting me while that happens. Which is kind of irritating, but whatever. So for anybody who doesn't know, on the original PS1, you could pop the lid and it wouldn't load enemy animations, so the enemies would literally be stalled while you just sit there going through slot infinitely until you actually get whatever it is you want. I think I'm going to go ahead and heal here, finally. He's still got about 3,000 health, I think, at this point. So I'm actually nowhere near killing this guy. Oh, we finally blinded him. I just noticed the graphic. Okay, he's blind. Now we just need to heal up and not die to Demi. By the way, when you summon him, the Demi he does is really weird because it's not actually percentage damage so much as it is damage based on your level. It's a really weird thing. It's kind of actually hard to explain. I don't even know what to say about it, other than the fact that it's weird. A little bit here. No samurai, but he's kind of limited in his attacks. Whoop, no, not that. Yeah, sure. Okay, now for strategy 2.0. Like I said, he can do physical attacks. His physical damage is actually pretty big. But, he's blinded. Now... Okay, we're good, we're good. Now, the rest of this fight's probably going to be a little bit slow. I'll be honest with you guys. At least Renzazukin is hitting reasonably well. I was busy, Zell. What the hell? Damn it. I actually had a really long one there, so. Oh god, I just saw Ultima! I can't believe I twitched past it. I didn't really mean to. I totally should have done Ultima. That would have been awesome. Yeah, we'll go with that one. You know, that's actually a good point. He actually gives you, you know, this horribly evil lamp of doom. Now, granted, the game goes out of its way to warn you that there's some optional boss in here, but it just makes you wonder if Sid is like, hey, you know, I've been carrying this thing around for a while. I wonder if you want it. Why were you carrying this thing around, Sid? Why did you have this, and why did you think I wanted it? I'm just wondering. There's actually a specific way to do patterns. In other words, you want to do these in a certain order to have certain results. I'm obviously not doing it, and I'm just punching whatever I see on the screen. Probably not, Stu. Sorry. Oop, oop. Would you just die? Oh, thank God. Oh, God, I was starting to get worried this was going to take even longer than the first boss. Not sure anything could take longer than the first boss at this point. Okay, so... someone donated to have this guy renamed, I think. Maybe? No. Crap. Yep, yes. I'm pretty sure someone did. And this is pretty much my main GF for the entire run. This is the GF that will always be on Squall, and occasionally on Laguna. Very first thing we're doing, we're not even just, no, we're not even saving. First thing we're doing is we're getting that junction right now and getting him learned. I might do tactics. Now that I'm sufficiently pissed off... No, seriously though, we do need to do a couple more things. Especially since I didn't get the frickin' Quistis card. Otherwise I'd be basically completely sold. I'd be death if I had Quistis card. Because all I'd have to do is I need to level up Inknon and level card mod, and then done. That's all I'd have to do. And I would have basically won the game at that point. But what I want to do is this. Yes, God, wake up, Arsh. Okay, card mod... Learning, VIII. Yes, I want you on VIII. Yes, I want you on Strength. Actually, I want you on... let me think about that, actually. Yeah, screw it. We'll just leave you on that. And you, my good friend, will learn Encalf. Alright, so... Hey, Golith. Hope you've been enjoying Titanfall. I don't know if... I actually don't know virtually anything about it, but nevertheless, it sounds like it's a lot of fun from a lot of people, so I hope you're enjoying it. Alright, what time is it? Alright, I'm gonna quit the stream and then go farm cards for 7 hours, and then tomorrow... No, I'm kidding, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. We're gonna move on with our lives. We do need to do one thing. No, Stoop, that would break the game. We are doing a whatever counter, though. But what we do need to do is we need to go get some fish scales. 5 of them, I believe, if my memory is serving. Alright, here's my comments about FF13. You'll have to wait till I'm playing it. Hang on just a second. Something just kind of occurred to me. Okay, so she's now empty with magic. We're good. Spoiler alert, there are mechs. With 2 playthroughs of Tactics. You know, the funny thing is that would still take longer than playing 10-2 and 13 combined. Oh god, Cashel. That almost sounds amusing. I probably shouldn't laugh, but I'm betting I can guess what happened. Hey look, more gil that I don't actually need yet. Whatever. Come on, give me some encounters. Up to 30 encounters so far in this game. We're like 3 hours into the game. Ah, yes. This is exactly what I wanted to. Come on, fishy fish. Alright, for your viewing pleasure, I'm going to now sing Finny Fun. I'm kidding. I would never do that. I don't think scan and sleep are useful for junctioning last I checked, are they? I don't think so. Well, whatever. Up you get. Ah, crap. Oh well, whatever. with the exp. I meant to bring card for this so I wouldn't get exp. But it doesn't matter that much. Which do I think is the most overrated FF that gets the most attention? 13. Seriously, I have heard more about FF13 in the past year than I have about all the other FFs combined in the last 3. Good and bad. The UFOs don't actually do anything useful per se, they're just there as a little bit of a, you know, a Easter egg, that's what those are called. And I'm not playing Xenogears, I don't own it anyways. I got one fin, that's actually pretty good. Actually, I didn't stream Chrono Trigger during the marathon. I've just been streaming FF games. Wrong one. No! Yeah. And now... I guess I'll go ahead and load Boost. Because I believe that unlocks some things, if I'm not mistaken. Or we could do this. Think. Screw it. The FF13 keeps hijacking the chat. It's kind of aggravating, to be honest with you. What are you going to do, right? What are you going to do? All I know about FF14 is that is everything that everyone else knows about it. I don't know what else to add about that. It's being done by the Kingdom Hearts team. It's set in the same type of setting with no direct connection to FF13. Lightning might appear in it. I don't know what else to add to it. No, 873. I don't know why people are talking... I'm sure you guys are really excited about me replacing games with other games, but that's not happening. Sorry, guys. Not unless a huge amount is you-know-whatted. The only Phantasy Stars I played were the very old ones. They certainly started off the whole JRPG thing, though, didn't they? What I find hilarious is more people tend to despise FF8 as far as FF fans go than FF13, and yet we're still talking about FF13 while playing FF8. This is hilarious. My top 3 Dragon Quest games are, in no order, 8, 9, and let's go ahead and go with 5. And I have played Digital Devil Saga of the Shin Megami Tensei. Didn't actually like it that much. Not my cup of tea, basically. Which Final Fantasy did I enjoy talking about the most so far? Well, I could tell you 6, but the truth is it's 6. Then again, it was really nice talking about FF2 because that's such an underappreciated game that most people don't even understand the significance of it. Oh, hey, look. Someone who's an idiot. God, why does this take so long? Clunk. There we go. It's just an idiot. Don't mind him. No one that matters. Yes, I've played, I think, all of the Suikoden games. Except, I've actually never played Suikoden 1, I don't believe. But I've played 2, 3, 4, 5, and Tierkris. Tierkris? However they're supposed to say that. I don't like the Persona games at all. I really don't. I'm sorry. They are just so not my thing. I know a lot of people like them. Nothing against that. I just cannot stand the Persona games myself. I don't know, Sean. I think they just breed in the depths of the sand. Kind of like these guys are. Atlas games I like? Yeah, there's these surgery games that are actually surprisingly fun on the Wii. And, they're good. Seriously. But there's actually a few Atlas games I like. I just can't think of the names off the top of my head. I've played Star Ocean 1, 2, 3, and a bit of 4. I didn't finish 4. I didn't like 4. This is when people tar and feather me for not liking 4. Oh, wow. Really? You insist. Two attacks, then. Probably Samurai. It's probably just some lonely, desperate, attention-starved idiot who has no idea about anything whatsoever. Kinda makes you feel bad for him, really. Oh well, not like it matters. Trauma Center, those are the games, yeah. Surprisingly good games. Dragon's Crown, is that the... well, I call it a shoot-'em-up, but it's more like a beat-'em-up, the side-scroller. The shmup. No, it's not a shoot-'em-up, it's a, it is a beat-'em-up. That's what that's called, I think. I could be wrong. I don't know, Samurai. And I know that I'm pathetic and worthless, you don't have to tell me. Actually, it just occurred to me I need to do this, don't I? So... Hey, Rory. What's up? Okay, I need one more fish fin, then we can go ahead and finally move on with this freaking game. Dragon Quest... The Dragon Quest series is not a series for everyone. It is a very unique type of RPG that has very, very bad, awesome pun-related humor, and usually a great deal of emphasis on story rather than characterization. Usually the characters are not that well developed, not like the FF series, but the stories are usually much more heavily focused, and there's a lot of emphasis on very well-refined turn-based gameplay. I think is how I would say that. Cashel, there's actually two ways to interpret that, and I don't believe we know the 100% sure what actually happened. Either the interference was being caused... well, okay. Either the interference up top was being caused by them specifically to ensure that she wasn't get free, which is something we know, or in addition to that... God damn, it takes too long to do that. Or in addition to that, there was also a treaty that was pushed out at the same time to ensure that nobody tried to go ahead and get any of the more mundane forms of communication going across the world, so that absolutely no one would be able to deal with the interference. Now, it is worth noting that the interference is something we know happened for a fact. There's no denying that. The interference is there. It's just they're trying to push through it. So, shrug, I suppose. That's a right click. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, the interference, it'll be pretty obvious soon. I'll actually point it out the first time we see the interference. Damn it! I didn't mean to kill him. Whatever. We'll take the axe. But we need it. Okay, we're good on fish fins. Okay, we are finally good to move on, except for the fact that we don't have Quistis's card, but whatever. Just irritating. The game trolling me with RNG. I've actually spent as much time getting to this point as I did getting out of Midgar in FF7. It's ridiculous. I'm actually really curious what the encounter counter is going to be in this game, by the way. Like, really. Exactly, Cashel. Now, it is worth noting that some of that is juxtaposition on my point, but the thing is, it makes perfect sense when you think about it, because why else would they have gone out of their way to not use any of the more mundane forms of communication that they do have, that do exist, in order to punch through the interference and communicate? Why is it they just let things be the way they are, you know? I don't remember 873. Triple lets you cast a spell 3 times, but that's not the point. The point is, it junctions really well. Like, really well. And you can get a ton of them, and the next time you actually can get triples is at the end of Disc 2. To give you an idea of just how far in advance it would be if we actually got triples now. God dang it. Would you stop giving me exp? I want exp. These are only like 1 AP too. I think I'm going to start running from these. No, Cashel, because they use the radio throughout pretty much the entire world without any issues whatsoever for the incident that will be happening in a bit. Oh god, yeah, don't even tell me about that, Samurai. I am not doing that on the stream, by the way. I'll do my best, but there is no freaking way. No one, because it's worthless. Kimarusku, supposedly I am. I've got a script set up to do it, but it doesn't appear to be working. That's the queen, we're not talking to her. We'll take 1 ticket, please. Actually, we're going to save first. That's all good, Zapur. I'm sure that the reality of the situation is you just like seeing me fail at card games for a while. Yeah, Queen Braun will not be impressed with me. I guarantee you that. Yeah, Asuna... I already have 100 cures on everyone, and I really don't need Asuna right now. I thought there was a save point in here. You guys lied to me. Oh, there it is. Never mind. I have no idea how it's supposed to be pronounced. It's never been said aloud, to my knowledge. But I say Quistis. Then I can also say Kiena in FF9. And if you don't even know who I'm talking about, then don't worry about it. I actually know how to pronounce that one, though. Because in FF9, based on the kanji? Romanji? Whatever it is they do it in, the way it is supposed to be sounded out is Kuena. No, Quistis is never pronounced. That was my point, Kay. I think Kay is just not listening to me at this point. Alright. Onwards. I probably am going to go ahead and stop early tonight just because I had really very bad sleep last night. We're not going to stop too soon. I have gotten 100 score once ever in FF9. Ever. Ever. But yeah, I call him Kiena. Yeah, Kiena. If you have a problem with that, screw you. No, it is Kuena. From based on the original Japanese, it is Kuena. Okay, so here we are on the train. This is awesome. They have underwater railroads and everything. Again, this is one of those things that feels like it's trying to flesh out the world, but I don't know. It just always struck me as out of place. It's this big, empty, green, standard Final Fantasy style world, and then there's just these like tiny little pockets of civilization here or there, which feel completely unconnected or untouched with everyone else. It's just weird. Yes, King's Falls Up. That was very much deliberate. They never have a scene, if you know what I mean, either. The level 1 challenge in FF9? I don't even know there was it. How do you stay at level 1 in FF9? How do you pull that off? Obviously, I have not heard of that challenge. I've heard of several challenges in FF9. I got Excalibur 2 once. I think that's enough for me. By the way, no, I'm not getting Excalibur 2 on this stream. I actually thought about it. Thought about researching it and really figuring out, because there is a very specific method for doing it that works pretty reliably, all things considered. But then I realized that would make me want to rip my hair out because of the RNG involved and the amount of resetting I'd be doing, so I decided against it. Also, I basically just have to have a guidebook right here that I'm constantly referring to because I don't have that route practiced. No, Sushi, I actually really like how standard looked at FF9. Excuse me. So, let's go ahead and talk about one thing about FF8 here. I don't know why we keep talking about FF9. Yeah, okay, fine. Was Excalibur 2 worth it? God, no. But I can say that I got Excalibur 2, you know, legit, without cheating, etc. So, yeah, I'm pretty awesome about that. Yeah, that's the other thing. I would have to be going like non-stop lore run the whole time, and I'd be constantly distracted because I'd be like, Yes, 873. Virtually everything. Basically, anytime the in-game clock is running, the timer is running for Excalibur 2, and that's basically everything. There's like 99% of the game is that. There are very, very, very few times when the in-game clock is not running. In fact, one of the old strategies if you're playing on a PS1 is literally to do the trick in order to skip cutscenes, because yeah, exactly, to skip the FMVs in order to speed up the game, which does help, but it only gives you a few minutes at best. It is a really rough challenge, probably one of the roughest built-in challenges I've ever done in an FF. Something strange is happening, guys. It's almost as though Selphie fell asleep, and then Zell did. And I like how Selphie gets nice and comfortable on the couch, Zell is comfortable on the couch, and then Squall, kaplonk. I just feel bad for him for that. Yeah, hell, I'm playing on a PS3. So, I'd just like to say, this is probably the first part of the game where I really started liking the game. Up to this point, FF8 did not impress me. I'll just be blunt. Up to this point, I was just like, you know, I was just waiting for the game to start, basically. And then this section starts, and I love the double dialogue boxes. It just really emphasizes what's going on here and how interesting the situation is. I just want to make sure of something. Yeah, okay, we're good. Yeah, I guess you can take some cure. And of course, this music certainly didn't hurt. You know, Kay, that's one of those interesting questions that actually I've thought about before, too. It's like, you know... And yes, that's right. Laguna has a machine gun, and he actually knows how to use it. I think he's the only person in the FF series who knows how to use a gun properly. No, I'm kidding. There's others, but seriously. Put stormtroopers to shame. I also like Kyros' attack animation with his, whatever those are called. Kais? I don't remember. The really horrible part is they stay asleep for an equivalent amount of time as they're spending in the dream world. And if that doesn't make sense to you, just think about it like this time. Here's the point of the present, and here's the point of the past, and they move forward at an equal rate. So if we spend, 20 minutes in the past, we spend 20 minutes in the present. 1 to 1. In lore, at least. Oh crap, what just happened? I think someone learned something. Nope, one more. I'd totally call that a lounge. I like Kyros too. Of course, I like all three of these guys, really. Kyros, Ward, and Laguna. The real heroes of the story. Yes, I've played Illusion of Gaia. I've even beaten Illusion of Gaia. How would I describe Laguna's personality? He is awesome. Any questions? Yeah, pretty much like how Chrono Trigger approaches it. With all seriousness, Laguna is an interesting character because it's hard to summarize him. And I think that's probably the best way to go ahead and summarize him, as weird as that sounds, that you can't really summarize him. He's got sufficient variance to the way he is that you can't just say, well, he's a goofball. Well, no, that's not all there is to him. Well, he's a klutz. Well, that's not all there is to him. Well, he's a hero. That's not all there is to him. Etc., etc. You can't summarize his character without actually, trying to go into some level of detail about it. And I like that about him. That and Laguna is probably the one character in this entire game who I feel has a genuine amount of, for lack of a better term, charm to him. And I think it's just because he is so earnest and so innocent and so naive in his exuberation. Most of the stuff he does because he genuinely believes in whatever it is he's doing, and he actually cares about whatever he's doing. And I like that. Even though he's a klutz, and even though he's an idiot, and he gets lost, and he's constantly trying to hide up the fact that he really probably shouldn't have never have put on that uniform, let alone things that happen elsewhere in the game. But despite being such an incredibly inept character, he pulls off stuff partially because he does things when nobody else would. He doesn't really have a lot of fear, at least not when it comes to action. He has plenty of other fears, of course, but those are more personal. There's Encaf. Now we gotta work on Enknon, which will take a while. But we at least have Encaf, which we are putting on immediately. No, I'm kidding. We're just gonna put that on. We're going to leave Encaf off until we get Enknon. And then we're putting on Enknon and we're never taking it off for the rest of the game. Question marks? And yeah, he's a very genuine kind of person. Unlike most of the characters in most games, most movies, hell, in real life, Laguna doesn't really have a mask. He's just, who you see is who he is. I kind of like that about him. Anyway, so I'm sorry. That game. Yeah, so King Falls Up. It's funny you mentioned that game because I actually had a really hard time with that game. Several times. I'm not even sure how to explain it, but yeah, for some reason I usually screw up at that game. The point of having a gunblade. Do you mean out of character or in character? You can't park in the middle of the street. It's alright, it's cool. Meanwhile, there's all the other cars. By the way, in case you're wondering, you can actually go ahead and talk to these guys. I think. Hang on. Where is it? Hang on. No. Okay, I swore you could talk to these guys and they'd chew you out for parking out here. Alright, maybe I'm on crack. Maybe I'm imagining things. Sorry guys, I'm imagining things. I swore there was something to that. Whatever. God, this song just weirds me out every time I hear it. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. So, I'm debating how much I want to talk about what at what point in time. But, let's just say that the junctions also work across time, which in a really weird way makes sense. Like, how do I put this? Let's say I'm junction to Diablos, which I am. Hell with that, screw you. And let's say that in being junction Diablos, I suddenly time travel myself into the past. What's actually happening here is, and this actually explains a lot about Alone's power, and we'll talk about this more later. But Alone's power is literally junctioning. It's just junctioning across time rather than space. When you junction with a Guardian Force, the Guardian Force absorbs its energy form because Guardian Forces don't actually have physical bodies. They just manifest themselves in a way that appeals to them. So whatever you see is just how they prefer to look, but they don't actually have a real body in the sense of the word. You see where I'm going with that? So they infuse themselves into you and their energy is in you. What Alone does is the same kind of thing, except it junctions you back into the past or the future, or whatever. And, well, that's interesting in its own right because it also takes your junctions with you. And it's also our only insight into what it's like to be a Guardian Force, because that is effectively what we are for this entire series. Is we are a Guardian Force for Laguna. Now, it's interesting here because if you do your own response, it's worth noting that we do have some degree of influence, I guess, is probably the best way to put it, on Laguna's actions and character. But not much. They're talking about how their head's buzzing, and there's this kind of, you know, influence on them, that kind of a thing. There we go. So in other words, a Guardian Force does have some ability to influence whatever they are junctioned to, but it's nowhere near control. It's the most vaguest of things. Oh, I know, King falls up. That is actually really irritating, but we'll talk about that later. You're welcome, 873. Now, it is worth noting we never actually find out where Alone gets her powers from, but I actually do have a theory about that I feel makes sense. Yes, Banana. Squall at this point is effectively a Guardian Force, and all the Guardian Forces junctioned to him are also now junctioned to Laguna, which is how we are lending them powers. They keep calling it the fairies, if you keep paying attention to the dialogue about how the fairies are constantly giving them power. It's because we're, you know, remember what I said earlier about the only thing unique about us is the fact that we have those junctions and the Guardian Forces? That's the only thing that's making it, that's the only thing that makes them special at this critical points that happen in their lives, at least as far as power. And I mentioned that because Laguna probably would have accomplished a lot of what he did even without our junctions. But yeah, 8 has a very convoluted plot, but it's actually very well executed and very well constructed. There are very few plot holes in this game. I know, right? It's weird. But FF8 is probably the FF that I enjoyed analyzing the most because it felt like a puzzle piece. It felt like a puzzle that once I actually put it together, I was like, oh, I thought it was a bird, but no, it was actually a Tyrannosaurus Rex, you know, something like that. I'm not sure if I'd call it the most convoluted plot in all of FF because, well, because the FFs and traditionally have a pretty convoluted plot. Pretty much from 7 on, in all honesty. A negative. I kind of like it too because Kuros, Ward, and Laguna have a very genuine friendship about them. Just guys, you know, being buds, and I love it because, you know, I'd say you got a pretty pitiful figure up there. I'd say you're about a -3 on the manliness scale. But the catch is Laguna is not only a very genuine guy, like we've already talked about, but he is actually rather attractive, and he's a part of the military. Now, I mentioned all those things because I've heard some people ask, why would anyone be romantically interested in Laguna? Laguna's quite a catch, I'm sorry. He is. Remember what I said earlier about girls only like bad boys? That's a total goddamn lie. Girls, you know, really, at least most women I know, tend to go for the really nice kind of guys. And Laguna is probably the nicest guy in the entire damn game. And I love it because he's just so human here. He's just freaking out because he is so nervous that he has no idea how to deal with it. He can't even function properly because the woman that, you know, he has a crush on, let's see, what's the word I want to use for this? He is infatuated with her. And so he has absolutely no idea how to deal with this. So he's just like, and you know, I love it. I like how she whispers, you know, do you want to... I love this scene because this is so well directed. Do you want to go somewhere more private like my room? And he freaks out. But then she said, you know, before you think it's anything bad, she says, well... And then we pull out and we notice that everyone in the entire bar is standing right there, like 2 feet from them, just watching and listening. Oh, God. I admit it took me a long time to get used to how to actually express my feelings to people romantically, but I remember just what it was like to be that incredibly romantic and that, or not romantic, excuse me, I was misreading, that incredibly awkward and that incredibly shy. This is why I like this game. I'll be blunt. I don't actually, if I could, okay. I've said before that I love playing FF10 too, but I almost always play it skipping the cutscenes because I just don't like the story that much. But FF8, I don't like playing that much, but I love the story of it. That's why I kept cheating back when I would do replaythroughs of this game and I would reanalyze the stories, because I just didn't feel like playing it. I didn't want to. But I loved actually enjoying the story of it. So, yeah, that's, no, we're not saving. And that's why, yeah. Laguna Loire, or Lore, or Loire. I've heard like 3 different pronunciations of that. I think they say it in Dissidia. I don't remember what they said, though. Yeah, Adam and Mom, this game is quite human. Even Squall, despite all of the aggravation and irritation, especially of the first, oh, I don't know, 3/4 of the game, later on, he becomes extremely human. Like I said, Squall's big thing is he actually lets himself go and allows himself to be himself. And of course, he's a teenager, so that comes across as him, you know, being random and emotional and having no idea what he's doing. But it's actually, again, it's a very human approach to things. Yes, I know it does, Lucas. Very much so. Samurai, you don't have to agree with me. Just don't insult me. I love how he's pacing. I like this part too, because this is something I've seen in real life. Let me share a story with you if I don't mind. I was just messing with you too, Samurai. I know you're. I know you don't mean anything by it. I don't know if you guys have watched Summer Games Done Quick 2013 or Awesome Games Done Quick 2014. I was live for both. I wasn't there. One of these days I'll go to one of those. But anyways, I was watching both of those, and there was a gentleman who goes by the name of Bonesaw. Now, Bonesaw is the exact kind of thing I was talking about here. He was awkward, he was shy, he was embarrassed, didn't really know exactly what he was doing. But as he started playing, and as he started getting into it, and as the audience started, enjoying the games he was playing with him, you could visibly see him relax and become more jovial. He started joking more. He started talking more. It was fascinating to see. I've seen people do that my whole life, and so that's basically exactly what happens with Laguna here. Is he basically starts to relax and unwind and gets to the point where he can actually talk. And so he just kind of starts actually being himself here. And again, he's just himself. Also, I would like to actually go ahead and point out the really, really weird graphics thing, because the shadow of the characters is just tied to their model's foot position. So she has this really big shadow where her feet are, but she's sitting on the bed. And I'm sorry, but that just looks really weird to me. I just felt like pointing it out. It's from Spider-Man. I get the reference. I get all references, except the ones I don't, which is quite a few. Oh, gotcha, 873. That explains the giant shadow pile thing. Yes, I would, King's Falls Up, which is kind of why I mentioned it. So yeah, that's Julia. If you care anything about this story, do yourself a favor and remember that name. That's Julia. Oh, we're awake. Tall, you need to tell them that you hate hipster indie comics too. You gotta get everything. Man, she has gigantic ankles. They're invisible, but they're gigantic. So this is kind of cool in its own right. The reason this caught my attention is, number one, the presentation style of the different texts and the different text boxes intrigued me, and it was very much an out-of-nowhere, what the hell's going on kind of moment. But then, this scene right here. I'm not answering Agamemnon. They assumed that they were attacked by some kind of sleeping gas attack because, Seed has many enemies. I mean, God, they're a frickin' private military corporation. Of course they do. But... also, this is probably my favorite quote of Squall's in the entire game. I dreamt I was a moron. But no, that's not the part I liked. The part where Selphie just kind of blurts out, Laguna was so cool. And they all just look at her like, what? And this is when they reveal that they actually had a shared dream. And they do something really smart. They don't resolve this here at all. They just leave it dangling. They tease you just enough to get your attention and then say, nope, hang on, we need to get on with our mission. And then leave it there. And I like that. I like that presentation. It's almost a shame. I wish FF8 had better characterization and character development, and the drawing system was fixed. And a few other nitpicks about this game. If I could just go back and fix this game, it would be such an incredible game. And now we're on the other continent. The outer continent, where we will meet the Black Mages and the Dwarves, and Vivi and Kiana will get married. Funny fact, they call him Sir Laguna a lot. I'm not sure why. Now we're going to try a little bit of a thing here, and then we're actually going to go ahead and pause. I know it's really early for me to pause, but I really need to get some sleep. I need to eat. I didn't actually eat dinner last night. So after we do this section, we're going to go ahead and pause for the evening, guys, just as a heads up. There's plenty of ways they could, Banana. I can think of one right off the top of my head. Get rid of the 1 to 100 thing. Or just have you always draw 100. Both of those basically accomplish the same thing with the same movement. So what do you think? Should I give the correct answer? Or should I give the wrong answer? I don't actually remember what happens if you give the wrong answer. Apparently Moogles, Chocobos, and Owls are all still here. Very strange. By the way, there is a... I'm not sure I can eat materia. There is a bug, a huge bug in the Japanese version of FF8. And that is, I could explain the full details of it, but basically what it boils down to is you could junction magic across people. Like, instead of getting 100 Ultima, 100 Ultima, 100 Ultima, you give 100 Ultima to him, and then you junction it to him, and to him, and to him. And that bug is pretty much why most people I know run the Japanese version of FF8 when they do speedruns. Because that saves so much time, it boggles the mind. Alright, we're going to try something here. If I succeed, I'm going to celebrate by eating dinner. And pausing for the night. But seriously, I am going to try really hard at this. I will give them one thing. They bothered to give a fairly large amount of animations to the different characters, so they did more than just the standard. From FF1 to 6, they had like 5 animations each, and in FF7 they had closer to 10. They have somewhere on the line of 30 to 40 per character in FF8, and I like that. And a lot of them were actually varied based on the individual. Like, for example, almost no one uses Zell's go for the handshake and then pull away from a disappointed thing. And virtually no one uses his kneel down thing. You got it, Rory. I will explain it. And he gets stomach cramps. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on, let me in. Got it! Yes! Sorry, that trick is a kind of hard trick to pick up. Alright, time for the train mission, guys. Of course, Chad isn't even going to respond to that, I bet. Because everyone's like, yeah, we all know about that joke. Yeah, it's not a huge section. It's not like the FF7 skip, which skips like half an hour to an hour. This skips more like about 5 to 6 minutes, but still, it's a pretty nice skip. It's pretty much the only skip that really exists in FF8. And Renoa, who is currently named Renoa, actually, I can't rename her, so we're not actually going to do this for real. Yeah, you can't rename. You can't rename now that I've done that glitch. That's why I said I was going to go ahead and go and celebrate by eating, because I have to reload now. Anyways, damn it, Omni, come on, give me something, huh? Come on, man, give me some love. This game's been beating the crap out of me all day. I'd just like to say that I like this whole train mission. Yeah, where's Bowman? We need to suplex this sucker. Anyways, okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop for the night. Like I said, I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna get some rest. I'm gonna go ahead and reset because I kind of have to rename people. But I will be seeing you guys tomorrow, fresh and early, 11 a.m. EST as usual, and hopefully we'll actually be able to play this game a little bit properly. I've got Diablos. I'm probably going to go ahead and spend some off-camera time trying to get triple again. And if I do succeed at that, I've basically won the game. So, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to leave in chat open. If anybody has any further questions, go ahead. I'll respond in chat in a bit, either way. Peace.